Yes, people, back again on Where the Owls Sleep. Badge versus Badge. After missing next week, we're back in with it. So, looking forward to the show. Sinclair, how's it going, bro?
Good, thanks. Good, thanks. Can't complain. Yourself? How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Frustrating evening again. I think this is the fourth show we've done on this, and Newcastle have never won on a Saturday since we've been
Oh
doing it.
no, maybe
And
we need to think about a different day for the show.
yeah, no, it's getting mad frustrating. And three of them games have been the 8 o'clock as well.
Oh, yeah. Now
So it's
the
just like,
later kickoff is on a Saturday isn't a good one. I feel.
nah, it's not at all. It's not at all. It got to about 20 minutes from the end today, and I was just like, I haven't got the energy for this now, man. It
Yeah,
just I just felt drained. But the show must go on.
it has to. It
The
must.
show must go on. We'll start with some of the midweek stuff because we had a full midweek uh, Premier League schedule.
Yeah, we did. It was really busy this week, actually.
Yeah, it has been a busy few weeks, especially since the last show we had on.
Mm.
Arsenal won and City drew, so it takes the points gap back up to 7 points. Although City has still got a game
Yeah,
in
it
hand.
does. It does. But throughout the season, Arsenal have been flirting with 7 points, 9 points, 5 points. Are they going to capitalize or are they going to drop points somewhere else down the line? Personally, I, I I think they will stutter again, but I still think they will get over the line by hook or by crook. But
Yeah,
yeah, it's looking good for them at the moment.
yeah, they've put themselves in a much stronger position to be fair. And
Yeah,
but to be fair, I've always said if it gets to that game in April, City Arsenal, and it's 4 points, I feel City are the favourites from that point.
oh
And
yeah.
City is still in control of that happening because they've got game in hand. They win that, takes it down to the four for when that game comes around.
Mm, mm. Yeah, it's true. To be fair, I do see Arsenal losing that game to City, regardless. So it really does depend on how they tackle all the other results. I think at the best case scenario, they'll get a draw against City.
Okay. So you're
Uh,
putting City favourites for that regardless.
yeah, yeah. I think City will. I've put them favourites to get the 3 points in that game.
Oh, okay. See, now I'm in a similar boat, which is why I think City go on to win the league from that point. Because from there, it kind of goes down to a mentality thing.
Mm.
And can you just do you have you got the know-how to go on and win the league from that point? And I think Arsenal have proved a few times over the last few years that they just
Yeah, no, they
haven't.
don't. They don't have the know-how. But what I think they do have this year is it's almost like a never say die attitude kind of thing. And the thing is, they keep getting these, 5 points, 7 points. They build it up and then they lose it. So if they've done it once, I think they can do it again. So I think they'll by hook or by crook, and I think they got a bit of siege mentality going on as well in the Arsenal camp.
Yeah,
Everyone's against them, and they know that. So I think that kind of adds fuel to their fire. I feel like everyone hating on perceived hating rather than general criticism or constructive criticism of their performances as of late. But I feel like that siege mentality, like Mourinho used to use it at Chelsea, and Fergie used to use it as well with his team. I feel like Arteta is tapping in, especially with the result against Brighton
yeah.
and the post match reactions. I feel like he's going to start hammering it home to the boys that you know got a target on their back, so to speak.
Do you think he's the right man to do that though? Because I think that's one of my criticisms of him as a person. He just doesn't. He's the main one that doesn't seem to be able to drag it out of the team when they really need to.
I think so. The thing is, he's been the main for me anyway, from my perspective of Arsenal. Since he's been there, he's been the main architect of the culture change at Arsenal.
Yeah,
So going from this, flimsy, easy to play against, not resolute team to this now defensive unit, going back to the George Graham days, so to speak. He's been the one that's changed that mentality at Arsenal. So by hook or by crook or his inexperience, I feel like it's gonna be something that it's gonna be the shield that he's gonna die or live by. I feel like.
okay, fair enough, fair point. Fair point, but Yeah, I don't think I've really got any more to add on that. I've said it over and over again. I think we're both sat in the same boat that we feel that City that game is going to be quite key. Who do you think actually? No, who do you actually think is going to win it from this point? Do you reckon Arsenal can do it?
I feel like they're going to do it, but it's going to be the most ugliest way people criticize it. There might even be a little bit of skullduggery and cheating along the way, or
Yeah.
like borderline. But I feel like they'll drag themselves over the line, or they don't and they end up winning the Champions League.
Oh wow. Either way, I think there's going to be a lot of
Yeah,
unhappy
I
fans
don't see them
about.
doing the double though. I don't see them. If they did the double, I'll be surprised.
They're talking about the quad.
Nah.
They're talking about the quad over in the Arsenal.
Premier League on its own. If they're going for the quad, if they what so do I see them not winning the league and then winning all three cup competitions? I don't think so.
Yeah, it's mad. I don't see how any team goes from 0 to 4 in the same season. Like
Yeah,
it feels like there
nah.
has to be some kind of progression
They
to
could
that.
end up being this season the cup team. I think, and I feel like so long as they win the Champions League, that will save Arteta's job. If they don't win the Champions League and don't bring back the Premier League, I feel like Arteta will be sacked at the end of the season. He'll be let go.
Yeah. I wholeheartedly agree with that. If they need to win one of the so-called majors, it can't
Yeah,
just be an FA or a League Cup. It's
no,
got to be one of the ones that people
yeah,
perceive as the majors for him to keep his job. Because
yeah.
it just feels like if he doesn't, he's taken them as far as he ever is
Yeah,
going
as
to
far
take
as
them.
it, but that's just where he is right now in his career as a manager.
Yeah,
Like, he's a very inexperienced manager, and to even be going up against Pep, you got to put that into context. Is a commendable and admirable thing to do as a manager, especially as an experienced manager. Um, Yeah, I like the way Arteta's going about things. He does remind me a bit of the Mourinho and Fergie, just in terms of his attitude, not like the style of football or anything like that. I just like how he's gone into Arsenal and he completely changed the culture because there was something needed to change. You know, when Emery
yeah,
was there, he couldn't change it, and it would just seem like they were just sinking into mediocrity. But he come in and he just reminded them of what it is to be a top team and to
yeah,
compete for top honors.
yeah. I suppose I didn't really think of it from that point of view, to be honest. Maybe I'm blinded by my slight dislike of Arsenal. Actually, do you know what? It's
It's
not even
understandable.
Arsenal. It's not even Arsenal as a whole, yeah, because I've never really had a big thing against Arsenal at all. I think it's more Arsenal fans. It's the way
Yeah.
they go
Definitely
on
Arsenal fans.
sometimes and the way they talk about other teams, and it's the more like the what's the word I'm looking for? The hypocriticalness of it.
Yeah.
So 1 week it doesn't go for them and it's a travesty, and then the next week it goes against someone else, and they're like,
Oh well,
so what?
just deal with
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Just get on with it. And it's
And then,
like, yeah, but
the
you've
following
got to
week, be
argue the
back to like
case.
saying, "Woe
Yeah,
is me, woe is me."
yeah. That's exactly what it is. It's one of them that you've got to argue the case when you've got no bias. If
Yeah,
you're that against it, if you've got no bias, you argue it then. You don't argue it when you're full of bias because no one's
yeah.
going to listen.
No, I'd have to agree with that. Like, Arsenal fans are very quick to highlight their discrepancies, but then kind of like point at you when you're going through it.
Yeah, just point and laugh. Like, it's just like, come on. Come on now. I always used to do this thing when I was managing, yeah, and referees had bad performances.
Mm.
I would never write anything in when we lost. But I
Mm.
would note it down. I'd remember the guy, I'd remember the performance, and then next time we had him, if we won the game and there was any reason for me to write in, I would write it in there once we'd won the game, because it would be like, right, we've won
Oh
this game.
yeah. If you lost the game, it's just gonna look like sour grapes.
Yeah. And I used to do it so often that I would write in when we'd won the game, and I'd be like, look, this was not good enough. This was not good enough. This was not good enough.
Mm.
And it just comes from a place where people are actually going to listen more. It's going to be like, they lost. So what? He's whinging because they lost.
Yeah, of course.
And Stocky's in the chat. Yes, it's a slight dislike of Arsenal fans. certain Arsenal fans. I've got some. There's like since I've been on this YouTube thing, I've met some really good Arsenal fans, and you don't just
Oh
see
yeah, no,
loads
they're
of
out there,
out there.
100%. They're out there, but just like any other fan base, there's like I would say the vast majority that just have like rose tinted glasses and bias glasses and find it very hard to be objective in a
Yeah,
lot of situations.
yeah.
I used to be like my dad is a Tottenham fan, innit? So when I was younger, I followed my dad and I was a Tottenham fan. So I always had this kind of dislike to Arsenal because my dad always put it in me. But now I've gotten a bit older and I've got my own team, QPR and whatnot. I can be a little bit more objective, I suppose.
Yeah. Okay, so we spoke a little bit about the top. Actually, no, we're going to stay near the top because
Yeah.
I think the European race is hotting up a little bit now. There's less teams in it, but you've still got the likes of Man United, who are sat in third, Villa, Chelsea, Liverpool, and then really on the fringes, you've still got Brentford, Everton, Bournemouth, Fulham, maybe even Sunderland if you want to drop down that far.
Yeah.
So Champions League wise, you're probably only talking about 4 of those teams, which is Man U, Villa, Chelsea, Liverpool.
Yeah.
Do you feel like a few of those teams are peaking at the right time? Because Liverpool seem to be turning their form around. Villa are not peaking at the right time. They've fallen off the cliff.
I think Villa are feeling it, and it's going to get worse for them because obviously the Europa League midweek commitment is going to come thick and fast. And I feel like the nature of the Premier League, the English teams seem to be pretty efficient in Europe at the moment, so it's only going to make the league harder for them. Chelsea. One week they look amazing, the following week they're just so inconsistent. You just don't know what they're going to get. But I feel like they'll get there, and it's Liverpool. Right? I feel like maybe Aston Villa might fall to 6th, and Liverpool could get 5th or 4th. Maybe even catch United. We have to see now how United do with this loss under Carrick. Are they going to get back to winning ways? Are they going to, continue this kind of stuttering performance where they are now? It's kind of like the realization of the new manager bounce is wore off, and I feel like as well injuries to Dorgu. I think is Martinez injured.
Yeah,
I think losing those have hindered the way how they wanted to play. But yeah, I mean it's definitely worth watching the Champions League final running as well. It's interesting because also with the Europa League and conference places, I mean, you got to look at like Sunderland could be playing in Europe next season if they can get a bit of form for the running of the league. I think that would actually be quite interesting to see. Obviously, you guys wouldn't be happy with that.
I've got nothing against Sunderland.
I don't really care if they get into like conference league, but
I've got absolutely zero against Sunderland whatsoever, and I've said this all along, and people have always tried to wind me up because they're above us, but I literally couldn't care less. Yeah. They might finish above us this season, but
yeah, I feel like you'd care more if you were 6th and they were 5th. I feel like you'd care.
Yeah, if it was like a consistent thing where it was us or them and we were battling that out, I'd probably have a lot more worry about it. But it's just they're just here for now.
Yeah,
this isn't going to be a long-term thing. I actually think their seasons. I think we've already seen the best of them this season. I think there's only one way they go from it.
They need to recruit to add to what they got. I feel like the manager has a set system, and I think it's to an extent it's proven. Obviously, with the Premier League, you have to be a little bit more adaptable. But I feel like his brand of football leads well to a team like Sunderland becoming an established Premier League team, where they don't need to have a superstar, but the way how they play, they'll get a run throughout the season where they'll get good results. But what I was gonna ask another question. I can't remember where it's gone from me now. But I had another question. But yeah, it is interesting. But see, Fulham are funny because they were flirting with the relegation battle, but now they're looking like
they're flirting with the European battle. I would put them in the mix before I'd put Sunderland in the mix.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. It's just interesting to see Sunderland there. This is this is normally with the new promoted teams. they go straight back down as of like the last however many few seasons. But
Yeah.
to see them could get a little run, end up in Europa Conference League. It's always an interesting journey. But that's what I was going to ask you. If you finished in your Europa Conference position,
Yeah.
how would you feel about that? Would you rather not be in Europe?
No, I'd never rather not be in Europe. Like the shamelessness in me would be annoyed because like I've run this thing on many different shows where people are like, when people start putting us down and start talking about Thursday night football, I'm just like, we just skipped that. We didn't want to do Thursday. We don't like playing on Thursday, so we skipped it. Went straight to the Champions League. But for me, any kind of Europe's good.
Okay.
Makes no difference. I actually feel, as much as it wouldn't benefit us from a commercial point of view and from PSR and all of that stuff, I think as a club and development wise of the squad, it will help us.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because it won't be like this run we've got in a minute. Man United, Man City, Barcelona, Chelsea, Barcelona, Sunderland. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But if you're doing that in the Europa or the Conference League, them 2 games against Barcelona look completely different because it's not Barcelona. It's like someone you look at and you think we should really beat these anyway.
Yeah.
So you can see where you can rotate. Because we rotated a little bit today.
Yeah.
And
you're not the favourites in any of these Champions League fixtures.
Exactly. We're like the weird team. We're the weird team in the Champions League now at the minute. So looking at it from that point of view, I think it would help us as a squad to manage the 3 games a week regularly type of thing. But for me, I'd still love to get back in the Champions League. I just think it's too far gone now.
Yeah, no, you're not getting.
I think it's too far gone. Although, saying that, I do feel the likes of Man United and Aston Villa, one of them's going to get picked, I think.
You think?
Yeah, I think someone catches them.
I feel like Man United will be. I feel like Man United will be in the Champions League next season.
Big up to Tactics in the chat as well. He will be joining us in a bit, people.
Sweet. Yeah, I feel like Man United will do it. I feel like they'll get over the line. They've got no commitments. They always get a full week of preparation. I feel like they'll pick up more points than they'll drop from here on out.
I just don't think they're very good, though.
They don't need to be.
Said. Yeah,
Arsenal aren't very good. They don't need to be. So long as you can get the result.
Arsenal were like ridiculously efficient and they defend really well. Like Man United, for me, are bang average.
Oh yeah, they've been average all season. But even though they've been average, or even under Amarin, if he'd have got a couple of wins together, he'd have been in the position where Carrick's got United right now. But it's silly games that he lost against, dropped points against that teams at the bottom of the league. That right now he would be where Man United are. But there's just too much things in their favor. They've got no commitments. They got the whole week of preparation. Like I feel like that is massive to a manager to have that kind of preparation time for your opposition.
Yeah, I get that. It's just, I don't know. Maybe that's me with the dislike of Man United, thinking that I'm seeing something that's not there. But
no, Man United all season, right? People, pundits, other whatnot, football characters and whatnot have been coming up with what they think of Man United all season. And it's not been positive. It's not been positive until Carrick got in there and got them playing a bit of football. No one was rating any of their players.
But don't you feel that at some point he's going to actually have to use tactics to win games rather than just working off vibes and let the front four do what they've got to do? Because against us in midweek,
I feel like Carrick has had tactics, but he's had tactics in a more basic way, and that's why without Martinez and without Dorgu, they're struggling now to control games like how they controlled the game against Man City.
But I feel that was just the surprise factor. I don't think that had anything to do with their players or what Carrick did. I think it was just because no one knew how they were going to rock up to that game or how they were going to play, and it caught.
No, but I would say they've got an identifiable system, especially with Dorgu and Martinez in the team. They would pack a lot of players on the left hand side. So they'd let Martinez carry the ball up, and most of their players would be situations on the left hand side of the pitch. And then what they would do is leave either Mainu will float in and out, swapping with Casemiro, and then they'll have Ahmed out wide by himself. So they'll look to build up through the left hand side, and then they'll try and switch it to isolate the fullback, Ahmed against his fullback in those 1v1s and letting him drift inside. You get runners running across his lane, dragging defenders away from him. So they had a distinct system that I could see in terms of what they was trying to do. But since Martinez has not been in the team, especially Dorgu, I think it's been a lot harder for them to implement what it is they want to do. And now they're playing more off vibes and how the game is going rather than managing the game.
Yeah.
But again, with Man United, I just feel like they've got too much time on their hands. Like they've had 10. They're gonna have 10 games, 10 days off now.
10 days off again. Yeah.
That's just too much time.
Yeah, but I don't think did they even win after their last big break. I don't think they did they?
I don't know.
I can't even figure out who it was they played after. They might have done, to be fair, because it was Arsenal. Where was the last FA Cup game? Let me have a look at it. I'll see if I can figure that out. So you reckon that the rest of the Champions League spaces come from them four, yeah? The usual.
So between 4th and 5th, I feel like Chelsea and Liverpool will get it. I feel like Aston Villa are going to miss out.
Yeah, so I reckon Chelsea, Liverpool are going to be 3rd and 4th.
Yeah. Oh, you think that? So 5th, is that Champions League or is that question mark Champions League?
It's pretty much nailed on. It's still a question mark over it because it hasn't been fully confirmed. But with all 6 teams, 5 teams, however many teams we've got in the Champions League, with all of them being in the last 16, it pretty much rubber stamps it. And then all of the other teams from the other competitions are in the last 16 as well. So it pretty much rubber stamps it. So it would take something crazy to happen for it not to happen now.
Yeah. So that's probably the only saving grace. Do I see Man United dropping down to 5th though? It's just Chelsea. I can see Liverpool getting past and getting a bit of a run and ending up 3rd or 4th. But it's just Chelsea, man. They're just so inconsistent. And for no reason as well.
Yeah, I suppose that's true as well. I just have more faith in them than I do in Man United. I just don't. Maybe it's because when I was watching Man United midweek, I was just thinking, how have these lot got so many points recently? I just couldn't figure it out.
Genuinely, manager bouts, isn't it? But Carrick is a decent young prospect of a manager. He had a decent little stint at Middlesbrough, and the nature of how football is right now, as soon as you don't achieve your objective, that's it, you're out. If they had this kind of attitude back when Fergie started off at United, you would have never got to achieve what he achieved.
Oh no, he was on the edge of being sacked, wasn't
he? He would have already been sacked if it's today's a culture in terms of manager hiring and firing. He would have never have been given the opportunity to do what he did.
There's a documentary. We had a clip of it once on, I don't know if it was on one of the shorts or actually on the full show, that there's newspaper reports, Man United fans during the game chanting they want him out. Someone from who is high up at Man United at the time said they were 1-0 down in an FA Cup game. It might have been against Nottingham Forest. And they were like, if he had lost, he was gone.
Yeah.
And they turned it around 1-2-1. And from there, the history in it. This was before he'd won anything. This was right at the early days, and it was just like he was on literally his last game, lose and gone, and they went on to win the game, and then they went on to become the Man United people saw over the next 20-25 years.
Exactly. And you just look at like Amarin in terms of the amount of backing that he got in the summer to where it ended. His job was safe at the beginning of the season, but clearly it wasn't,
No.
So, yeah, I feel like with these young managers that are coming through, they've got to be given, and this is why I also say that managers have got to go away, complete football obscurity in another continent, another country and just apply a trade and then come to the Premier League. There's no point doing it now because you're being watched and judged straight off the bat. Like you're not going to be given the grace to learn.
Yeah, no, that's similar to what Rossini has done.
Mm.
That was off on the continent learning
Yeah,
his trade. He's now got the Chelsea job. He's got to hone his skills a little bit before it came in.
But I feel like even for Rosini, it's come a little bit too early for him.
And I think it's a bit of a mad club as well to do it at.
Yeah.
Like you kind of want a club that's stable. It's going to allow you to have your time to implement what you want to do, rather than Chelsea that's always been a bit crazy.
Yeah.
Where they're
quite... I'm going to tell you who you're going to play and who you're not going to play.
Yes.
I don't see how a manager can work under that system.
But hey, maybe it's brave, maybe it's a poor choice of club, but at some point you kind of got to make that jump.
And you got to, when the opportunities arise, you got to take them because it may not come back around.
Yeah. Stocky with the knowledge. Clayton Blackmore scored the goal that kept Fergie his job. I don't know where he's plucked that from, by the way.
Not Google.
Yeah, he's ChatGPT that 100%. But to the other end of the table,
yeah,
in more mad stuff, Tottenham Hotspur, 1 point off the relegation zone, not looking like they can buy a win. A 3-1 loss to Crystal Palace, who really at the start of that game could have been dragged back in. Really, if Tottenham had got a win, it pulls them a bit closer to Palace. But now it's them, Forest, Leeds, West Ham, all fighting for one more spot to go down.
Yep.
How do you feel that's going to go? Because I was at the Tottenham Stadium for the Newcastle game a few weeks back.
Oh, yeah.
And they look like a team that are going to get relegated. It was like watching Newcastle under Steve Bruce. No plan, no idea, no shape, no pattern to play. No players had any kind of fight. And I was just like, these are going down.
Yeah. I mean, I think when we last spoke, and they had just brought in Igor. So this was before the North London derby. And I'd said then that if it wasn't for Nottingham Forest sacking their manager, I would say Spurs are going down. But now the only thing that I can see is going to save them is West Ham's run of games.
Yep.
That's the only thing I can see is going to save them is West Ham's run of games.
Okay, so West Ham's run of games is, let's bring it up, let's have a look. So they've got Brentford, City, Villa, Wolves, Palace, Everton. What the hell? Is this right?
What's that?
Oh, Brentford's FA Cup. So we'll ignore that. I was thinking, why does Brentford come up against? So City, Villa, Wolves, Palace, Everton, Brentford, Arsenal, Newcastle, Leeds.
Yeah. See, all if they had a Brighton, a Sunderland, a Fulham in there, and a Bournemouth, where the game isn't, there's so much riding on these games as well. Like Wolves are just up for it. They're just up for every game right now.
Mm-hmm.
Who else did you say? Leeds?
Yeah, so Leeds is last game of the season. Newcastle second last. Arsenal, Brentford, Everton, Crystal Palace, Wolves.
Yeah, maybe Newcastle, because by then Newcastle players might be in holiday mode. That's the only easy, not easy, but kind of like that's the only way I can see them getting a
We
win.
could be on the beach by then in the league, 100%. Like we could be there with nothing to play for, but we also could be fighting for our lives to get any kind of European spot.
Could be.
So it could be a game that we're not fully up for. It is at St James's Park as well. So if we're fighting for a European spot, that could be a difficult place.
And who else did you say? Did you say Brentford? Yeah, you don't want to play Brentford. Man.
Brentford away. So it is Man City at home, Villa away, Wolves at home, Palace away, Everton home, Brentford away, Arsenal home, Newcastle away, Leeds at home.
And the thing is, they're up for it, man. Every performance I've seen of West Ham, even the was it 5-2 against Liverpool in bits and that, they looked pretty competitive. And and that's the thing, they've looked competitive in all of their fixtures. They look like they're willing to compete. They're willing to run themselves into the ground to try and get a result. Whereas Tottenham, you've maybe got 15, 20 minutes of that kind of heart and desire before something doesn't go their way, and then they just capitulate, they just fold.
Okay, I know you said that West Ham's run is why you think Tottenham stay up. There's a point between them at the minute, yeah? Now listen to Tottenham's running.
It doesn't even matter what you said, the Tottenham run. Whoever plays Tottenham, whatever team you say in the league against Tottenham, no, they're not winning it. Even Burnley, they're not winning it.
Yeah, but then if say West Ham need to get one more point than Tottenham to stay up. Actually, no, 2 more points because of goal difference. So they need 2 more points than Tottenham. And Tottenham's run is Liverpool away, Forest at home, Sunderland away, Brighton at home, Wolves, Villa away, Leeds at home, Chelsea away, Everton at home. So there's a lot of similar teams in there as to what West Ham have got.
No, but the problem is that the Tottenham team does not compete.
Yeah, so that's me saying that I feel Tottenham are going to go because they've got a similarly difficult task as West Ham.
Oh yeah.
And West Ham have got structure of fight and probably more goals in them as well at the minute.
The thing is, I like I said, going back to just before the North London derby, when Spurs sacked Frank, I was like, that's it, they're going down. And then I found out that Nottingham Forest has sacked their manager as well. Yeah. And I was like, oof, that may have just been the reprieve. But I always initially thought Spurs were going down just based on their performances, even before I'd seen their run of games. And then I think it was you and I think it was Marlon as well told me about West Ham's run of games. And I was like, ooh, yeah, that's a bit tough actually. And I just feel like it would just be Spurs' luck to not get relegated. And the thing is, I think if they get relegated, I think it would be the best thing for them. I think they'll come back like you and Aston Villa. And I think they'll learn from their mistakes.
I was thinking about this today, and I can't figure out which way it's going to go. Because you look at the big names and the big money they've got in their squad and on wages. Like, these players are phoning it in now.
Oh, yeah, no. They want to try, and this is the other problem, is if they go to the Championship, they need to try and do like a Wrexham, where Wrexham have all of the funds in those lower leagues, but they've gone for players and managers that know the leagues. So they need to do like a Scott Parker, not say get Scott Parker in, but someone of that ilk in terms of knows the Championship, knows the quality of players that they need to get in. Because these players right now, I can't see them getting them into the playoffs. And they just don't even know what they're in for with the Championship and what it takes to, one, be competitive in there, and two, actually challenge for the league. So I don't trust any of the players that they've got in that squad at the moment. Not many of them.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. And it's like, do you know what? On the Wrexham thing, I get what you're saying, because I said to Stocky earlier, because when I was watching Wrexham Chelsea, did you ever used to play against them like Army and Navy teams?
Yeah.
And like, you look across the team and you wouldn't pick out someone who was highly technical in any position. No. But they were so organized, they were so fit, and they just wanted it. And they just made a good side. But you look around and you think, these aren't actually that great players.
No.
That's what Wrexham looked like to me today. I was looking around thinking, I can't pick out which one of these is a really good player. No. But they're so organized, so fit, and they want it so much.
And the thing is, what I'm used to, especially in the FA Cup with teams that are coming from a lower division, is that they're generally going to be way more direct. But there were so many times where Wrexham were just happy to play against Chelsea and build up and weren't under pressure or flustered, having the ball in their third, passing it, trying to find a spare man to then get forward. So, and this is the thing, I don't see Spurs having that kind of class, composure, competitiveness to do that in the Championship with what they've got right now. I just can't see them getting any sort of not with this current squad. They'll need to do a complete rebuild.
Yeah, that's what I think it will be, like a massive overhaul. And I think that's hard to do to get out of the Championship because you've got to have the right man picking the players.
Yeah.
And the players just not coming because it's Tottenham, because it's a big name, because it's a fancy stadium, because it's going to be massive wages. And you need to do it to a point where it's manageable, but when you go back up, you then don't have to do it again to stay in the league.
No, yeah.
So they're going to be in such a tough position, and I can't figure out what's going to happen.
No, I can't.
I want to see it just because it'd be interesting.
Unbelievable. It's too unbelievable to even imagine Tottenham playing in the Championship. So it's even trying to get your head around it. Like having you guys and Villa in the Championship was a mad one, especially for a QPR fan. I'm like, what? Newcastle Championship, Villa Championship. That was just wild. So it's hard to fathom even to see how Spurs can get relegated, but we are where we are at the bottom of the table, and I just don't. Do you know what it is as well? West Ham have been down; they're used to it. I just can't imagine that the footballing gods would allow Tottenham to get relegated. And the thing is as well, like with Newcastle and Aston Villa when they got relegated, they had serious financial problems and real issues. Like Tottenham don't even have that.
No, but both West Ham and Newcastle had groups of players that weren't too big for the Championship, if you know what I mean. We had the odd few that you had to sell off, but we had groups of players that were happy just to pull together. And the second time we did it, we had Rafa Benitez, for God's sake.
Yeah, and that's the other thing as well, is that you had Rafa come down and do bits. But the thing is, for me, is Tottenham's squad is far too continental for the Championship right now. I think only Archie Gray could handle playing in the Championship.
Well, he has. He batted it up for Leeds when he was down there, didn't he?
That's why
he paid so much money.
He's the only one that could go down there and do bits and look like the actual professional amongst that squad.
But to be fair, even the last few weeks when I've been watching him, he's been the only one that looks like
he's the only one.
Out of what they're in right now.
Understands just the situation they're in.
Yeah, and they're playing him right back.
It's wild. And the thing is, the rest of the players are almost like waiting for someone else to make something happen, and then I'll score, or then I can get the assist. They're just not fighting hard enough. And when you're seeing the performances, you can only think they're gonna go down. But will West Ham get enough points to save themselves?
It's going to be interesting to see. It's good though. I feel like, not that it's Tottenham, I just feel that there's good conversations that we can have with 9 games left or whatever it is. And conversations everywhere. We've got a title race. We've got a race for Champions League. We've got a race for the other European places. We've got a relegation race. We've got everything going on in the league. Whereas it feels like last season, Liverpool were pretty much done and dusted by this point. The bottom 3 were cut away, and it was just like, that's done. There was a few people flirting with it, but it was never really that close.
Yeah.
And there wasn't too many talking points. It wasn't that interesting. And as much as people would say because Arsenal winning it, it's a rubbish league, it's interesting at the minute.
I think it's actually funny that obviously people have criticised the standard of football this season, but this season has probably been one of the most exciting seasons we've had for a long time in terms of throughout the entire league. There's not just one, like you said, there's not just one thing to look out for. There's so much to look out for.
Yeah, we've had some all-timer games this season, some exciting moments, all kinds of stuff going on. I think it has been a very exciting league. I do feel the technical level of the way some teams play has come down slightly.
Yeah.
But I just don't watch those teams. Like, I don't really watch Arsenal, so I don't really care how they play. If they're going to win the league, they're going to win the league. But I never watch a full Arsenal game because for me, it is pretty boring. It's pretty dull the way they go about things. And I think they've got players to do it a different way. But if that's how they think they're going to win it, go and win it.
Yeah, they have players to do it different ways, but I just don't think Arteta trusts them.
Oh, what, he doesn't trust them just to cut loose?
No.
I think a lot of managers are like that though.
Yeah.
Now, because I said
I remember that. I remember that season, right, where Harry Kane changed Mourinho completely to ugly football, where I think it was New Year's. I can't remember which year it was, but he absolutely ripped Chelsea. And after that game, Mourinho that was it. He just said, "No more fancy football. We're just going to shut up shop and just win the league." And that's exactly what he did.
Yeah.
Exactly what he did. So I feel that with Arteta, he's especially I think he's been scarred by the last few seasons. So I think he's just going to make sure that he wins the league. Doesn't care about style, any of that. He's just going to win the league. Absolutely.
But what happens if he doesn't? That's the biggest thing. He now has to go and win it the way he's gone about it.
Yeah. He's gone. But the thing is, for him, I think if he then goes, where does he go after? Does he go back to? Does he go to La Liga and manage, a top team? There's only Madrid and well, to be fair, Madrid have an interim manager.
Yeah. Do you think like, because he hasn't done it, like if he doesn't win the league and he doesn't win the Champions League, why would Madrid go in for him? Like, why would he get an upgrade when he's failed?
Do you know what? Because I remember Jacques Santini. I swear he got sacked from Spurs and ended up at Real Madrid.
Yeah, I suppose. And Real Madrid did sign Julian Faubert for West Ham once as well. So, and to this day, Stocky still speaks about it, and every time he brings it up, my mind just goes, "Why? It makes no sense."
No sense.
But I suppose I get it from that point of view, and I feel like if he goes out to, say, Real Madrid in Spain, he can play whatever type of football he wants in the league, week in, week out. And then when he does need to do the boring shut up shop stuff in the Champions League against the big teams, he's still got that in his locker.
Yeah.
So maybe
I think it's the thing is in Spain as well. Is like they look at their managers completely different. They're like here today, gone tomorrow kind of things. Whereas over here, we laud managers or foreign managers anyway, and we don't really hold our own managers in high regard. So it'll be funny to see how the Spanish fans, the pundits, and the media out there, how they actually view Arteta compared to managers in Spain and who they regard as the top man. Obviously, I would presume and assume that Pep is their number one manager from a Spain's perspective, but in terms of all the other managers that are in the league and whatnot, how they regard their foreign Spanish managers that are working abroad, how in what regards they hold them in.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see whether he gets similar stick as some of the English guys get over here, because there's so few English managers that get anywhere near top jobs at the minute, and the one that comes to mind is obviously Newcastle's Eddie Howe.
Yeah,
but at the time he took over, it wasn't a glorified job. It could have been a poison chalice at the time, because we were like basically dead certs to get relegated, and he turned everything around. I can't think of any others that are really in top jobs. They might be in the Premier League, but in a top job.
Yeah, and the thing is as well is Eddie Howe is completely hamstrung because we can't really see what he could do because he's not been allowed to go and spend like everyone else at a top club has been able to spend.
Yeah, and he's never without defending him too much, because everybody always says I'm too pro Howe for everything that's been going on this season.
That's fair. But
he's never had the setup. He's never had the director of football, the sporting director, all of them guys. He's never had all of them guys in place going into a window.
Yeah.
So he's doing 2 or 3 jobs all the time.
Yeah.
And that shouldn't be the case. No other top club has to do that. And we're trying to be a top club. So we have to give him the right structure and the right tools just to be able to coach and manage the team.
Yeah. Do you think that's why he's been given grace, or do you think he will get grace this season?
I think he gets grace from the owners. He's not getting as much grace from
the fans.
The fans, but the owners understand what's gone on. They understand that last season our sporting director left the day before the transfer window opened. Like, they had to call Eddie Howe back from his holiday to come and do some of the roles and continue conversations that people had already started having that had now left the club. Like, what is he meant to do in that situation? You're up against professionals. You go into any job and you try and do something that people have been doing for years. Players are going to look at you sideways because you're a manager. This is not where you're meant to be. You're not meant to be in this discussion. You don't know how to handle yourself in it. So you're already on the back foot when you start the discussion. Like if we go through this window and he gets given a set of players and is similar next season, then the owners fully have a right to look at him a little bit funny and consider changing him. But at the minute, part of this problem is the owners because they haven't set us up correctly for things to run like a normal functioning football club.
Have you got a sporting director in now?
We have now. Some American dude. I keep forgetting what his name is, but yeah, he's talking big talk. So
okay.
Yeah, everything's in place. Everything's in place for this window.
He's going to win by 2030. Is that what he said?
Talking about winning the league by 2030, yeah. Which I did like. People have laughed at it. Yeah, I don't think it's that crazy because over the last 18 months, the last 18 months, the 4 or 5 players that we've been heavily linked with that we've missed out on due to the fact we haven't had a proper structure are players like Kuzanov at Man City, who I think looked class again today. Semenyo, who was at Bournemouth, not this summer, the summer before we tried to sign him, didn't get the thing done because it was Dan Ashworth has fucked us over that time, rather than Paul Mitchell, who did it this summer. Ekatike, that deal was pretty much done. But again, it was Eddie Howe trying to finish the conversation off rather than Paul Mitchell. Like if we had the right people closing out these deals, add in 3 or 4 of them names into the squad that we've got now. Like, where for me, we're already sort of squad-wise, player-wise, on par-ish with Villa. You add 3 players like that into the squad, wear them that bracket in between Villa and the top 2, and we have a really good season and we're really challenging. 5 years down the line, we had double that 3 or 4 that I was just talking about. Why not? Why not compete?
It's
a big hill. You've got to get them right. You've got to get a lot of signings right. But why not? I just don't see why that's a weird statement that people are like, really?
Nah, the thing is, if it was a newly promoted, so like, if it was a newly promoted team, that's wild. But the mere fact that it's Newcastle and they have the resources there to do it, they just need the regulations to go in their favor for them to do it. Then definitely, I don't see why they couldn't do it by 2030. 100%.
Yeah, cool. Stocky asked a good question here. What we was talking about managers and players and the style of football not being as tactical. He's basically asking, do you think it's managers' egos and because they want to be the main man rather than let the players do their thing?
I wouldn't say it's egos. I would say it's more the pressure of the job because owners are so easy to pull the trigger and sack them. I feel like managers have taken that control away from players. Whereas, you look at like Arsene Wenger, he wouldn't be heavy on tactics. Whereas now they actually are heavy on tactics. The tactics now are probably just more duel-based tactics. So they're controlling as and where they're having these duels.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll say it's more tactical now, but it's different tactics. Whereas Wenger was probably less tactics than what's being applied now, way less.
I think most managers were. Newcastle Football Club FC, I will get your comment in a minute. We'll just finish off this talking point and then we'll move on to your one. Yeah, I think Stocky's got a bit of a point here. I don't think it's managers across the board. I think it's managers that were players of a certain standard that have that style of management. Okay. They'll have that over obsessive style of management of how they want things done, like your Peps, your Artetas.
Yeah, but the thing is, those players they've been exposed to the Peps and Mourinho's and Ancelotti's, so they've had the best of the best. So they're trying to take the best parts and doing what they think. So like Leverkusen was probably some sort of tactical masterpiece, but again, I think we might discuss. You can't go and take that into Madrid because those players don't need that. They just need their egos to be massaged. And are you that guy to do that? I don't. Are managers too? I think their egos in there anyway because their name's on that brand, isn't it? whatever job they get, it's
Yeah.
their name that's on the line. So in that respect, there is an ego involved. But I feel like the control comes with the fact their job is on the line. I think that's what it more is to do with the fact that their job is on the line rather than their ego, because they'll get another job straight after. So it's not going to bruise their ego. They've forgotten about that old.
Yeah. No, fair enough. Fair enough. That's a good point, though, to be fair, because like Real Madrid, you've seen a few players recently come out and say about the way Zidane managed. And that there wasn't loads of tactics. It was loads of small-sided football. It was loads of finishing drills. It was loads based around the attacking phases of the game, rather than it being full on like a tactical sort of breakdown of every single component that comes to the game, which is interesting to hear. Even to the fact of Bale, I saw a clip of him today turning around and saying, might have been on Stick to Football, to be honest. He said that the Real Madrid players in the Spanish league weren't so worried about winning because they knew they would win. It was more about how much they'd win by. And then they could focus on the Champions League games when they came round against the big teams. And it was just like, raw. I have never heard anybody beat that to the point.
But when you're that good and you know you're that good compared to your competition, you can think like that. You got to think this is Real Madrid, and Real Madrid carry a fare in the Champions League. So any team that plays against Real Madrid, they're instead, oh, we've got Real Madrid. They've got that fare. Unless you're playing against a poor Real Madrid team, every team that's playing against Real Madrid, you're going to have that fear of, oh my gosh, we got Real Madrid today. We're going into the Lions then, or the Lions are coming to our den. We're going to have to do it. So when they're dealing with their league, their league is nothing. It's only Barca and Atletico that can really, really give them a problem. Everyone else, if they turn it on, they'll beat anyone else in the league from their perspective. So I can understand Bell saying that, because of the caliber that they have to play against and the fear they carry against the caliber in the Champions League.
And Mourinho got slated for that because he came out and said, while at Madrid, don't really care about the Barcelona games. I just need to beat everybody else and we'll win the league.
Yeah, see that's the problem.
Absolutely slated for it.
Real Madrid can't lose to Barca at any time. It doesn't matter. Even if it's just a friendly, like Real Madrid cannot lose to Barca or Atletico at any time. Is that acceptable? No way.
Nah, that's a fair point.
So you can never even say, even if you think that as a man, you can't say that out loud. But only Mourinho, the special one, can say that, to be fair.
Yeah. Mourinho just says and does what he wants in general, to be fair.
But you know what I was thinking as well, though? You see, how you get young, progressive continental managers or foreign managers, they'll get top jobs in the Premier League, but you never ever see English managers around the world in any top jobs. Even in upcoming leagues, so to speak, as the top team manager, you don't really see that. I think the only one I can think of really is Gerrard when he went to the Saudi league. But other than that,
can't really call them top jobs, though, is it? It's just a big name. It's just a big name to attach to the league rather than it actually being a prestigious job.
Even
Gerrard's name was bigger than the club that he went to.
Yeah, 100%.
You can't.
That's what I'm saying. You can't even include that. So foreign managers abroad, even our golden generation that have turned to management, they're not even getting top jobs abroad. I can't think of anyone. Even in MLS, is there any English managers that are at a top club in the MLS or the Australian A-League?
There might be English managers, but I don't think they're big names. I don't think they're ex-players that had a massive.
But they don't even have to be big names. But are they getting the jobs of the top teams in those leagues?
Probably not. Probably not, to be honest. So who's out there? Who's out in the MLS? Who would have been? I don't even know who the best teams in the league are in the MLS. No, but Dean Smith is at Charlotte FC, and Phil Neville's at Portland Timberers. And then you've got Matt Wells is at Colorado Rapids. So that's the MLS. So you've got 3 English managers in their top league. Australian Premier League. Let's have a look at this. Australian A-League. Nick Montgomery. But that's not. That's out in. That's not Australia. Managers in the Australian A-League. Yes. Big up, my bro. Toon Tactics joining the show. How's it going, sir? You good?
Living life to the full. Living life to the full. Big up, Mitch. Big up, Sync. Hope you guys are well. Big up to the panel, to the chat. Sorry, but yeah, man. Hope all is well.
Yeah, to be fair, there's only 2 in Australia as well. There's a guy called Warren Moon at the Central Coast Mariners and Chris Greenacre at Wellington Phoenix. So just to give you a little bit of context too, because you're hearing some mad names here, we're just looking to see if there's any English managers in the top leagues around the world, because we're just discussing sort of why there's basically no real English managers anywhere. And Stocky asked about, are we seeing a less tactical side of the game from certain managers because of ego and they want to be the main man and stuff like that?
Less tactical.
Like, I mean, more tactical, but less tacticians on the pitch type of thing. So you have let's say your Mavericks, the players aren't given as much as a free rein because the manager wants everything to be about what they've designed and what they've created type of thing.
Right. Okay.
And we were just looking through saying English managers don't really get top jobs, don't really break out and all of that. So we just plucked a couple of teams. We looked at the MLS. There's only, I think there was 3 guys in the MLS managing out there, 2 in the Australian A-League. You just don't really see English managers anywhere, even in England, unless you're not in the top English division anyway. In the lower leagues, you do.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. Like if you use, for instance, like Lampard, Steven Gerrard, like players that became managers, English players that became managers, I always got the feeling, Rooney even is probably even a worse example, but I always get the feeling that they don't want to, I think especially if you're a top class quality player in your time, I always get the feeling that they think it's going to be easy to transfer them being a player into what is going to be a manager, and they always want to start at the top. They don't want to grind it out in Grimsby and earn their stripes and, big up Geordie TV and earn their stripes the hard way and, do you know what I mean, be out in the rain and you leading guys. Do you know what I mean? But I think that's how you're going to grow the ingredients because I think there's a difference between you being an individual person playing in a team to you then being an individual who has to lead essentially other men to kind of follow what your vision is on that pitch. And so, yeah, I think, for instance, like Lampard's a good example where obviously he went to Chelsea. Now he's kind of come back down with Coventry, I think he's with it now. But he stayed there and he's progressing them. So I really hope to see him progress, hopefully, to the Premier League and hopefully keep, like, a good projection for me would be, for instance, for him, if he kept Coventry in the league somehow for the next couple of years before moving on to another team. Steven Gerrard, for instance, kind of did that. He went to Rangers and he did his thing and then jumped to Aston Villa. But then I think even if you get like the feedback from some of the players there, they all said this. After they got over the whole fact of, that's Steven Gerrard, like, that's when things started falling apart. So that let me know that maybe there's something that he has to work on. But he's gone off to Saudi Arabia, so for me, when you do that, you've given up. Like you're like, forget this. Let me just get money.
That's why it didn't last long for that.
Yeah, exactly. I think maybe because they see Guardiola's and stuff like that, and they think it went like that. And I think that's the biggest myth in life. Like if you look at La Masia and everything else, they're from their academy, from everything. They're like Spartans. Spartans train from birth to be warriors. They're trained from birth to be like football, not just football players, but football tacticians to think ahead. So they're almost like managers on the pitch themselves. You get it? So he's kind of got. So that's why it worked for him in Barcelona when he started. And people are like, but he had Messi. Like that was the only reason he was successful. Like, and I think it betrays the truth. So I think I'll take your point. I think Eddie Howe's probably the highest English manager at the moment in the Premier League. above anybody else.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah, he's probably the standout top English manager in club football at the moment.
yeah, exactly. Though, if you ask some Newcastle fans at the moment, geez, it's like,
Wow.
you think we're. I didn't see. So I was on another show, but they were telling me online some Newcastle fans are asking him, saying he should be out. Is that what they're saying?
It's like you can see the chat, and I did reference Newcastle Football Club FC earlier, saying I'd get back to his chat because we was discussing something else. But there seems to be a lot more noise around this. He said should have sacked Howe a long time ago. He's clueless and brought useless players in the summer. Langer, Voltemada, and Visser, totally clueless.
All right, so
he said that off the back of me and Sink discussing basically our last few transfer windows and Eddie Howe never really having the right setup.
Yeah.
Which,
Sink, are you a Newcastle fan?
I'm QPR.
Oh, God bless you. Because
you know we do too. We just find good football people. It doesn't matter who they support.
Bring that comment again. So let me break it down. So they brought it up and you kind of talked about because of the transfer.
No, we were already talking about Howe and Newcastle and top managers, and this comment came in while we were discussing it. So this is the last time I brought it up was basically the first time we're discussing this point.
If I was to break it on this comment, should have sacked Howe a long time ago. I would ask when. Last year when he won the cup and qualified for the Champions League. The year before that when we had about 10 plus injuries and we still managed to finish 7th. The year before that when we qualified for the Champions League, got into the finals or quarterfinals of some League Cup and FA Cup. The year before that when we survived relegation and still managed to finish 11th. Like when is a long time ago? I don't get it. He's clueless and brought useless players in the summer. Elanga's the standout one that people keep on talking about. It used to be Elanga Ramsey, but everyone gone real quiet on Ramsey now because it turns out he's a very good player. And if you look at Eddie Howe's overall transfer list, it is hit after hit after hit. No one has. I'll be surprised if anyone has a hit rate that Eddie Howe has with players. And remember, Eddie Howe wasn't supposed to be in charge of the transfer window. We had a sporting director who was for that. And he said, do you know what? I'm going to quit 24 hours before the transfer window kicks in. Eddie Howe's on holiday with his family. They called him up and said, Howe, please, we've got no one doing the transfers. Can you please come back from your holidays, please? He said, what? So if anything, Eddie Howe should be getting credit that he even managed to get 6 players over the line when he himself had no. He wasn't doing the whole when you're trying to court players, trying to tell them this is the club to be at, and you're doing all the calls, you're phoning all the agents, do you know what I mean? You're speaking to their parents. Eddie Howe wasn't doing that. That's what you got sporting directors for, right? So they phoned him 24 hours before the transfer window. Said, "Yeah, you need to bring us 6 players, please." And by the way, that is that guy. We don't know where he is. he's done a runner. So I don't see how Howe is getting blamed for a sporting director leaving. Yeah. Elanga, we'll see. He's wanted him for a long time. We'll see what happens with him. I'm not going to sugarcoat it with him, obviously. He's lacking confidence. He's not that guy. But even with that, the jury's out. Voltemada is still a unique, skillful player. I think we talked to Mitch about it. For me, I think Craig Hope said it before. I think he's He's the missing piece for another team's puzzle. I think he's just perhaps doesn't suit how Newcastle play, but he's still a very good player. And if you were to say at the beginning of the season when we got Wissa, before he went on international duty, you remember it was his managing an injury. So I think he hurt his ligaments when he was or his ACL when he was out on Congo, and he was out for months. But prior to that, if someone said Wissa, like I think a lot of teams would have taken Wissa. No one would have said, "Oh, I can't believe that Wissa guy." What? I can't believe they're getting that Wissa guy. Really? Who was saying that?
Yeah, I would say Wissa had a good reputation before the move to Newcastle.
I mean? And it's not like we didn't try. I don't know if anybody. I think our rejections are well documented, right? We tried to get Ekatike. We tried to get João Pedro. We tried to get Sheshko. We tried to get somebody, 4 or 5 other players. Like, I think we would have got them if I had a sporting director, by the way, but we didn't.
Yeah, we definitely would have got a couple
Yeah, I
of them.
think that might help.
Like the next point kind of feels like it contradicts the first point, and it says we were looking at Sesko and Brumo and them. Imagine if we got the players he wanted, but you just said he was clueless at buying players.
Yeah.
So now you're saying, imagine we got the players he wanted. Like, so he's picking good players. We just didn't get good players because of the setup. I think is sort of the basis of
we
that.
tried hard to get Šeško. Like, there's this thing that Man United PR is incredible, right? But you can't fight against it, because what they're saying, what they ended up saying was, people always accuse us, being Man United, that we overpay players. But look, we offered Šeško the same wages and he still chose us. We're at the top of the food chain. And they forget the Fabrizio Romano post after that, where he said, there is going to be a preseason game this summer where the money from that preseason game is going to go towards Sesko and his agent. A whole preseason game. Newcastle can't dedicate a whole preseason game and the finances from that game to one player. I think that's what edged it. Right? So
there's another little clause in that contract that everybody seems to want to ignore as well. That if Man United get Champions League football, his wages hikes massive. There was no hike in our offer. Our offer was the same as Man United, what they're paying him now, and that's what you get paid. There's no hike. The hike is, from what I understand, the hike is £50,000 to £60,000 a week if they get Champions League football.
He's not doing that.
50
so
to 60.
He'll be on like 180, 190.
Yeah, he'll
something
be on something
like
crazy. And
remember, Arsenal,
Football Club FC, I get this. We are 12th. We spent 200 million. We haven't got worse.
No, we're not 12th now. Please don't say that. I hope we're 10th for now.
No, I think we are about.
Oh no.
And Vista has been bad, and Elanga has been bad. I agree with all of those things, but they're not the reasons to sack Eddie Howe. We've had 2 good cup runs. Fair enough. We're now out of both. We're not going to celebrate being out
to
of
City,
cups.
by the way. It's not like Wrexham.
Times.
I wish today Arsenal fans. I couldn't believe those Arsenal fans, and those some fans that have bantering me on WhatsApp. And I'm like, you man played Mansfield today. I wish we played Mansfield today. Are you crazy? We played 3 Premier League teams. Bournemouth. I forgot the other team is, and then
Villa
away, and that referee did his best to get us out of the tournament early. Villa and then Man City, and we're getting bantered for that. I don't even know. I feel like banter's lost its je ne sais quoi. Like, how can you banter me for losing? The game's gone. Jeez.
Getting bantered to losing for City is crazy. But
so now if we lose to Barcelona, Eddie Howe, are you smoking? Oh, it's not because they got Lamine Yamal. Who's Lamine Yamal? We've got Dan Burn down the left.
And this is the thing. This is the problem with football. Maybe it's always been like that, but I just feel like even more so now. It's like it's so quick. As soon as something doesn't go your way, especially with a manager that's, what can I say, is he's put his heart in the right place for the club. He's not just done things for his own benefit. You got to give those type of managers a bit of grace. Whereas football fans today were very, very quick to just flip the switch and be like, "No, get him out straight away." I'm not sure if it's always been like that, like pre-90s and whatnot when I first started watching football. But right now, it's just people don't have the patience to allow certain managers that have warranted or earned a little bit of grace period to let them grow, let them see what they can achieve with a team, especially if they keep them relevant somewhat. Obviously, now this season with Newcastle, it's going to be a bit different. But like you said, you pointed out the reasons why it's been a struggle for Eddie Howe. He's never had the setup that a proper big club challenging for Champions League spots, other cup competitions. He's never had the setup that, say, Arteta's got, that Pep's got, that Aston Villa can provide for Emery and whatnot. He doesn't have those systems in place at the moment. So you got to give a manager like that a little bit of grace and get those things in place first, then to see what you can actually do. Yeah. But what I'm really hoping is with like this whole City, what's it called, with the sanctions that have gone their way. Maybe this opens up the book for other Premier League
have the results
teams
come out?
now, so. There was a recent one where they basically, I think it was the ruling against the
Oh,
sponsorship that
I
when
thought you
they
meant the
spon-
115.
when they sp-
I thought you meant the.
no, not the 115, no, but the sponsorship. Though maybe other teams are going to start using that
They're
unless the
holding
rules are
on to that,
changed.
man.
It's one of those though. If you're gonna if like the 115 is going to be massive, I think if City get off scot-free and all of that, I think there will be a few rule changes. A few purse
Oh no,
strings are going to be loosened.
I don't think anything's ever happening with that. I'll just get brushed underneath the carpet.
Yeah, well, it's dragging on and on and on. I think they're hoping that people forget that it gets so far down the line that everybody
that's what they hope.
To be fair though, because they did. To be fair though, they were saying that there were things coming out like they had like hundreds and thousands like of worth of documents to read.
Yeah.
So that's part of the reason when like literally because obviously say like I don't know if anybody watched like law programs, but like say like one defender puts this motion and that other puts this motion and they're all cancelling each other. That's when you got that many. When you see that guy walk around with like 50 lawyers, you can do that stuff.
You can just drag it out.
Exactly. He's got his own personal.
Yeah, I don't.
He's got his own personal investigators. You know, he's going to have some dirty laundry on some Premier League guy that's adjudicating his case and it's going back and forth. It's all crazy. One day they'll do a TV series around it, I'm sure.
Someone in the chat's doing lookalikes. I'm not sure who Kareem Bellarabi is, but I'm guessing that's meant to be me. They're calling you Brian and Brumo too.
He just said. He just thought whatever random black person he could find, like, oh yeah.
Oh mate, I'm gonna have to Google.
You know, who's Balabi?
It's a new one.
Who's Karim Balabi?
Nah, that's not even close, man. I'm not having that. Similar hair. He's got similar hair, but I ain't having that. I'm gonna have to pull a picture of this Donny after. Actually, do you know what? He's got a similar beard as well. But no, I'm still not having it. I'm gonna have to pull a picture up just so the people can see them.
Whoever... You know what? To be fair,
I'm gonna do it. It's been shouted out, so I'm gonna put it on the screen. Fair. Here we go.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I did not realize that. Yeah, that's not far, man. That's not far.
Hey.
If you said that's your son, I said, oh, okay, cool. Big up to your son, but I'm not taking them Buemo, bro. No way, bro. You just
Buemo might be on in a bit. To be fair, Olu might be coming.
Yeah.
Right, what's Lucky say? So football fans are so reactionary now because they only follow their teams, don't know the game at large, and support West Ham and love in general. I think that is less and less these days. Yeah, no, that's a good talking point as well. People just like to. Now he's calling Kendrick Lamar. What's going on? Anyway, let's crack on with the football chat. I think that is fair though, to be fair, because you get some fans that want to try and debate football, but they only want to speak from the perspective of their own club.
Yeah.
Rather than widen it out to the rest of the footballing world. I'm someone who just loves the game. Like, I would enjoy the game even more if I never ever picked a team to support, so I could just enjoy every single game as a neutral, because I actually prefer those games sometimes, because if Newcastle lose, my mood for the next hour and a half is just crazy. Like, I struggle. Like, today, prime example, the game's going on, we're 3-1 down, I'm looking at the screen, I'm like, I've got 15 minutes till the show. I don't even want to get involved, and I love doing this. I love talking football, and I love talking to the people that come onto the show. But it's just like, I don't want to run a show now. I don't want to do this. But I just love football, and the wider range of it is I'll watch any game. Like, say I can't sleep one night, I'll log on, I'll look, and I'll watch some Azerbaijani football just because it's on. And I can just watch the game and think, don't care who's going to win, but sort of look at the tactical nuances and stuff of what's going on. And I don't feel enough football fans who talk a lot about the game do that type of thing and watch stuff outside of their own club.
I would have to agree with that. I feel like a lot of football fans are not necessarily football fans, but they're
Yeah.
club fans. So, like with myself, so what uni? So 2007, I would say, probably onwards, end of uni. I was watching football every day. I would find any sort. I would watch Irish football, any football, all football, all every day. I had to watch at least some kind of football. So I can contest with that. As I've gotten a bit older, say probably over the last probably last 7 years, I probably slowed down on the amount of football that I watch in terms of um different levels of football that I'd watch. Probably now mainly focus more on Championship, Premier League, and Champions League.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always been able, I find, because I've watched so much different kinds of football, I've always been able to just talk about football and what's happening. Whereas, I don't know, I just feel like unless it involves their club, there's certain people, certain football fans that you talk to, they're just not on the conversation unless it involves their club. And I feel like that can like limit yourself, man. And I think as well that is probably why in this country as well. I don't know. I can't really speak for other countries. I can only base it upon what you see when you see them at competitions. But I feel like that's probably why our England fans, or when it comes to the national team, there's not that real unity. There's like whatever England if they do well, and if they do get knocked out, it's just a good opportunity just to kick them whilst they're down, rather than actually backing the England team in a competition.
Yeah, it depends. Like social media and the world, and it's a bit different if you get wrapped up into the banter or things and everything else. Like I was saying, like people trying to banter me today for playing Man City, but they're forgetting that we're playing Man City. Like, oh, I can't believe your club got beaten by Man City. Yeah, like, oh, they're so rubbish, aren't they? Jeez Louise. Like, so yeah, man. And sometimes it depends, like what you. The good thing is there's a lot of material in it. There's a lot of different type of content creators, isn't it? Like literally, I've had people that come on my channel they only come on my channel because they'll say, and they'll say, I couldn't stand the other person just what was it, just like shouting and being angry all the time. So it's not that I was doing like some incredible stuff that they didn't hear before. They're like, oh, you're just speaking calm. Like I'm not hearing like someone shouting and angry before. So there's a flavor for everybody. Somebody wants to hear the anger and the shouting and the consistent banter in it. And remember, it's all like different ages of people as well. But sometimes in that though, I think then you get some people get lost in the whatever the banter was because they've taken it as like, because I was just talking about like this whole thing about standards and that people just put standards on each other's clubs as a way of making them fall, like and so you didn't meet it, you're not playing well, like you're not that team, you're not that guy. But then they forget that same standards are then going to be implied on their team, and then they start doing the banter and everything else like that. So it doesn't work out. And just for Newcastle, I was just saying that, like, because we're only kind of beginning to rise now, but we've missed the whole YouTube big blow up, AFTV and all the other stuff. But you still get people. What irks me is I get people trying to copy those guys and everything, guys, and think to get traction. But it's so obvious, like it's so blatant. It's like if I ever go back to my home country and stuff like that, and I see people wearing like American clothes or something like that, I'm like, are you trying to be like American, isn't it? And speaking with American accent. That's what I get the vibe in. I'm like, no, they've really done AFTV, and that was raw, that was real. What you're doing now is just, you know what I mean?
Trying to manufacture something.
Yeah, like Eddie Howe out. Where's the standards? I'm like, bro, that only works for a club, yeah, who've had like years of standards of managers. Eddie Howe is the standard. Like, what you want before that was Steve Bruce. When you say, is that the standard? Then Eddie Howe's flying high, right? So it doesn't work for us. Like, and I was saying that, especially for us, I feel like I can only speak for us. I feel like they're missing an opportunity because I feel like we're a unique club in our own self where we've battled relegation, we've been relegated. Even when they took us over, we were second from bottom. We didn't win a game in 14 games. We were doing less than that Derby team.
Yeah.
So our rise is totally different. Why would you then try and be somebody else? So even if I was like a QPR content creator, or if I was another club content creator, like I would focus on the uniqueness of my club and do that rather than be somebody else. And that might mean that you're loud, or that might, you know, I'm not saying don't be those things, but like I would say just emphasize the uniqueness of your club rather than trying to be like another content creator to gain traction.
Yeah, same. I'm exactly the same. Like I'm quite a positive fan. I tend to try and see the positives in Newcastle at all times, where I feel we can turn it around, where I've seen Eddie Howe do it previously. So me claim like pretty much every game I'll predict as a win. It's very rare I predict a loss. And I think a lot of fans take that as I see our club has always been on the same level as all of these other clubs, and that I've forgotten the come up and where we've been. But the fact for me is the fact that everybody's taking so much note and cares so much, and that we're so involved in these conversations, it just shows the progression of where we've come from. Because 3-4 years ago, no one's reaching out to Newcastle fans for shows. No one cares. No one's trying to banter us to losing to City in the FA Cup. No one's sending us WhatsApp messages trying to banter us at them times there because no one cared.
But to be fair though, I feel like across the board, again, amongst most fans, like if you had been to like Newcastle, a home game at Newcastle, you would be like, no, Newcastle fans are proper good fans. They are. So I feel like personally, I feel like Newcastle fans hold a high regards amongst other fans. I feel like maybe now it might be changing because you've got the big money.
Yeah, there's a lot of jealousy.
Now, you know, you've got the things that everyone else want. But before the Saudi ownership and everything else, I would say that Newcastle fans were probably like considered as good fans amongst all the other fans. You'd be in everybody's
cute little brother vibes, isn't it? Cute little brother vibes. The fans are so good, but they're not a problem, so it's all right.
But what? Yeah, exactly. But and you know, like for instance, a lot of them get annoyed that
you can't say they're not a problem because Newcastle have well, again, when I was growing up in the 90s, Newcastle have always been that team that were, you know, nearly they've always been in and around the top teams.
But we was always like close but no cigar. So we had like them 3 or 4 years from say 96 to 99 that we were great. We fell off for a couple of years. Bobby Robson took us close again, sort of early 2000s. But since then, it's been nothing. It's been doldrums. It's been two relegations. It's been just trying to stay in the league. It's been getting £2.50 for stadium sponsorships and stuff like that. It's just been madness for so long, and now we're run properly again. It's like it's just good.
And that's the thing. It's right what you said. Now you got your shit together. No one don't like you now.
But the thing is, we barely got it together, like because we do like obviously we're in a better state, but already that there's that I don't want to call it hate, but it's
Do you know what? If you lot had done it without having Saudi owners, no one would.
No,
everybody would be rating. No, I think people would be rating it a lot more if say Mike actually had changed his mind and just went, I'm going to run this football club properly. I think people would see us very different. Yeah. But now they're just trying to use the Saudis as a reason to have little digs at us, even though we can't really spend their money.
Yeah, well,
to a point we can. I think we can spend it on infrastructure and all that.
People have clocked that we can't spend the money, so they can't beat us with the stick of. What they can't do is beat us with the stick of you bought your way to the league because it clearly can't do that. So what now? Especially I say like top 4, top 5, 6 fans beat us with. They'll say what they're trying to say is the Saudi owners. Why did they buy Newcastle? Why didn't they buy our club? I think that's what's irking at. I think that's what's irking at them. Like, so what? That's why they keep on saying it's a failed project. It's a failed project. So therefore, if it's a failed project, they're going to sell us, and they're going to go buy a real club. Like, had they not bought us, like I've had people like who are like really pro PSR and saying, yeah, they're like it's making you successful. But when they want to ban to Newcastle, they'll say, the owners can see PSR is limiting them, so they might as well sell them and buy our club in it. So then PSR is limiting us, isn't it? So it's like, I think there's a bit of jealousy of why did they buy Newcastle? Why did the richest owners in the world essentially buy Newcastle and not buy my big old club? And soon they're going to realize they can't win with this club; it's going to fail, and they might as well buy a real club. I think that's what it comes down to, like big six clubs. If that's what it comes down to for me when it comes to them, really.
Yeah, I remember I had a massive debate with someone when they first bought the club, and they couldn't understand it. They were like, they could have gone and bought any other club in the league, and I was like, do you understand how big of an opportunity this is to take over the entire region? It's not that be another club in London, be another club in Birmingham, be another club in Manchester. We could potentially, we're the biggest club in the Northeast, the only club in the city of Newcastle. You can take over the whole city, do what you want, be lauded. They spent £300 million on this club. And all they had to do was...
Yeah, you could easily build like a 70, 80 seater stadium and have it filled out.
All these plans are in place now. There's going to be new training grounds, new infrastructure, potentially a new stadium if they can get everything signed off. And there's no other place that they could have done it to the level that they can do it in Newcastle on the budget they're going to do it on. And then it bring the club up to such a value that even if they did think, actually, no, I'm out, they're going to times their money by 10.
Anyway,
they could never have done that at any other club. It's just not physically possible. It was the best club to buy at the time.
Well, if there may have been a couple of potential targets, but it would be too.
Would have been too much money.
It just wouldn't be
too much competition, or you're in the middle of a built-up city, and you're sort of hamstrung of what you can do with the infrastructure and the stadium and all of this. Too many other people you've got to argue with other clubs over land and stuff like that. Don't have none of that in Newcastle.
No,
which is why they put the consortium together as well, because we've got like the Reuben brothers involved, who are like property developers. So they brought them in so that they can help with the infrastructure build and making sure the right things are done in the right places. So the team that they've put together to do it is pretty special, to be fair.
Just time will tell if once we get the ball rolling with that one.
Yeah.
Just to see what it would be exciting to see Newcastle actually operate to the potential that they want to, and see the actual targets that they want to get in and how they would behave. Would they just be, what's the word, like hijacking Man City targets constantly, or doing what Man City does to United, stop bigging up one player and then make United go and buy him.
Give it to someone else. Do you know what I just want? Do you know what I want? Yeah, because I mentioned it earlier in the show and Toon spoke about it briefly. These players that we identify and we go in for first and do all of the groundwork to negotiate deals, just being powerful enough to complete that deal when other teams come in. Because at the minute, it's happened 4, 5, 6 times where we've like I mentioned, I didn't even mention this summer. I was speaking Kusanov, Semenyo a little while back, Ekatike this summer. There's loads of players that are now in the Premier League thriving that we've done the base work for the deal for. But we've just come in and been gazumped by these bigger sides that have got bigger pockets. I would just like to be able to close those deals.
Yeah. Even Kusanov's agent said, hey, it was only Newcastle. Like they were a great club. Like we was going to go there. And then Man City came. All he said is, Man City came. I was like, oh shit, it's gonna shake this guy's throat. I'm like, so, but this is all part of the journey. Like I know, like I can't remember fully, but obviously QPR had a major takeover. All I remember is lots of players being bought, but I can't remember beyond that what happened and what's going on now with QPR.
Yeah, so like even when that happened, so we had we've had the mad takeover, and we had Flavio Briatore, the F1 mogul, he was involved, and we have the Mittal family that was owning us, and then they were running the club fantastic. They were trying to stay true to the roots and whatnot. So they got in Warnock, and Warnock done his magic, got us promoted, and then Briatore sold his shares to Fernandez. I think he's like another guy that was involved with F1. He had his own businesses and whatnot. And then that's where everything just went wrong, really. As soon as Fernandez come in, that's where you got in Ferdinand, Sean Wright Phillips, all the other players, Julio Cesar, and it was just a catastrophe. And then the worst thing is he tried to write off the debt when we got relegated to the Championship, and the league weren't having it. And then I think we got a 2 or 3 window transfer embargo.
Oh wow!
So yeah, and the thing is, that's what holds your team back, is when you can't recruit the players that you want. It makes it so hard, especially down in the Championship. And the thing is, I've just been resigned to. I just want to be mediocre. I don't want playoffs. I don't want to be flirting with relegation. I just want to get to like April and my season's done. No stress. No stress. I want to know exactly where I am. And like the last few seasons, so we got in Mark Warburton, and he wasn't expected to do anything really. He was just like come in, maybe work a bit of magic. But he got us into the playoffs. And what had happened, we had so many injuries. We was on like 4th choice goalkeeper and things like that, and we just lost it at the end, and we finished just outside the playoffs. And then we sacked Warburton, and it's been a struggle to get back. We had Cifuentes, who went to, I think, where did he go after? I think he went out to Watford after us. I can't remember, but it's just been and the thing is, in the Championship, when you're one of them clubs, you get a good manager and he starts working magic, he just gets taken straight away, or he unexpectedly is in the playoff positions or automatic promotion positions, and then finishes outside them, and then he gets sacked because he didn't achieve an objective that wasn't even on the cards at the beginning of the season. Yeah. So and this is what it is in football, is that everybody just wants the success here and now rather than building to it. And once you build to it, you'll get to a place where you can be like a Bournemouth, where they built to that, you know, and made them. A little club like Bournemouth shouldn't be able to establish themselves in the Premier League. They shouldn't have the resources to compete with the other clubs that are in Championship and even League One. You look at someone like Sheffield Wednesday and the fan base that they've got, the resources. So not the resources, the infrastructure in terms of the stadium. The stadium's bigger and whatnot. Their history is a lot deeper. They shouldn't be where they are, and Bournemouth where they are.
Like Sheffield. A little bit on the Sheffield Wednesday thing. I was at Hillsborough last Saturday, which is why we didn't run a show. And like what's happening to that club is a travesty, man. I remember Sheffield Wednesday when we were young and they were a stalwart in the Premier League. It was like just standard there, some class players, the Cameo, Benito Carboni, man like that. And at half time, we went down for a bit of food and a drink, and they can't even afford sauce in the stadium, bro. Like the suppliers for the sauce, like ketchup, they're having to cut those type of things because of the way the club's been run, because they just can't afford to do it. It's bonkers and
mad.
This is a massive club, like it's English football heritage. Sheffield Wednesday, that's the type of club they are. And to hear that type of stuff, I was just stood there. I was just like, this is crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. When you can't get sauce, that puts things into perspective, because you don't even really care about the food and beverages. That's just like an afterthought, really. But to put it in perspective, like you can't afford.
Yes, it's just not in the budget. There's nothing in the budget for it. They've got
for them, they couldn't afford it. For us, Mike Ashley just refused for us.
Yeah.
He's like, that was crazy. That was crazy, bro.
But just a little one more thing on QPR. What happened with the whole Les Ferdinand thing? Because he was there for a long time and seemed to be doing extremely well. And he was one of them people I looked at as an old ex-pro that had moved his way through the ranks, who was he was like an anomaly in the role that he was in. And then all of a sudden,
what do you mean that?
Yeah, you don't really see ex-pros of colour, I'm going to add that in there, in that kind of role. And then all of a sudden he was gone, and it was just like,
it's a bit different. It's different at QPR because he was Les Ferdinand, you know what I mean? Like at QPR, he was the man.
Yeah.
So that reputation probably stayed with him. And I think as well, I think he probably had good connections that are still established within that level of football. Maybe not in the Premier League, but in the Championship. Those guys that he maybe used to play with, used to know, they're on those League One, League Two, Championship level of hierarchy now, management in terms of top level in the club level of football. So that's probably the more reason why he got the position in the first place. But even there, like I've always had a few problems with Ferdinand's decisions, like sacking Warburton. I know he had a big influence on that. I think we should have given him more time, given him another season. But again, he's doing what I'm asking for. We're in the middle. We've had a lot of troubles with the embargoes and not being able to recruit how we needed to because we should be trying to fight for promotion and automatic places and playoff places, but we're just even if we was now this season. So say like we went on some mad run and we went into playoffs and we actually won the playoffs, I would be like we're not ready to be in the Premier League anyway. So in that respect, he's doing us all right. That he's keeping us Championship relevant and we're not staving off relegation, because certain times of the last couple of seasons we started off looking like that, and then there's players that have come in for the team and I don't know them from Adam, but then you give them a few months, let them get their feet under the table, and you're like, no, they're decent players, man. They're good competitive players trying to make a name for themselves, doing something for our team. So yeah, I can't really be too begrudging of Les. He's been alright.
Is he still there?
Yeah.
I thought he left. Did he come back?
When did he leave?
I thought he left. I thought he left about 2-3 years ago.
Really? Years ago.
I was sure he left 2-3 years ago. That's why I was confused, because he did so well, and then all of a sudden he was gone. It just baffled me.
I thought he went to TNT Sports and that, doing the Sky and that. Was he doing both? Is he doing both?
Maybe I've lost my mind.
No. He's not doing both. Oh yeah, no, he left in 2023. He left.
Yeah.
But he had it for quite a stint though, almost 10 years.
Yeah, he had it for ages.
That's what I mean. He's there for so long.
He had it for ages. Okay, a little bit of it.
Yeah, no,
as it has been FA Cup weekend, we started off with the midweek games and sort of pivoted into other things. Might as well get into the FA Cup.
Oh, you haven't talked about it.
We haven't spoken about any FA Cup games. We did midweek and then just took a couple of turns and ended up where we ended.
So you've put it off. You've put it off all this time. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So far, four ties have been played. One yesterday, which was the Wolves-Liverpool game, which is a lot more straightforward for Liverpool than the league game was in midweek. Either of you catch that one?
No.
Yeah, no, I was watching bits and pieces of it.
Yeah, it was pretty straightforward game, to be fair. Liverpool could have had more. Wolves, I think they tried to do the same thing again, and Liverpool made a few tweaks that just nullified everything they tried to do.
I was told that he made a couple changes in the league game for the FA Cup game. Apparently, that's what I heard.
Who, Slot did? Or what's his name?
Edwards. He made changes for the Edwards. Sorry, he made changes for the league game in order to put a stronger team out in the FA Cup game.
Wow!
Apparently.
And then he won with a weaker team and then lost in the FA Cup. That's crazy. That is crazy. When you do something like that and it happens the other way around, maybe you have to sit back and think, right, is this for me? I might have won here. That is mad.
There's quotes that keep on coming from Slot, because I don't want to always I don't want to be one of those guys that just reacts to a quote straight away, because sometimes people make stuff up and I prefer, but I'm like, nah, some of this stuff, when I do follow up, like, oh, wow, you really do believe this stuff. Like, you really do believe that other teams should play the way you want them to play, so you can, so you can have a better time. Like, you're mad, bro.
Yeah.
Like, because they are.
No, do you know what it is? Look, I just don't think he was prepared for this Premier League. This Premier League in terms of direct football was gone in it. This is a relic of the old times. So he ain't ready for this. I remember when Pep first came to the league and them long balls were killing
the balls
Pep
always in
straight
the
away.
air. Do you remember the balls always in the air? I saw you okay.
Slot can't hack it, bro.
Yeah.
And the thing is, we've probably been way more than that season when Pep first came.
100%. Yeah, Pep was used to Mascherano at centre back and stuff like that. It's like you can't run that over here, bro.
Exactly,
you need to get someone at least 6 foot back there, or you're in trouble.
Or he had Emmanuel Neuer in midfield, like, and the Bundesliga had to beg him, please, you're making us. You come to put your goalkeeper in midfield in the Premier League. See what happens to you.
Yeah, madness. But yeah, I kind of agree. I think Slot, like we spoke about the Bale quote earlier, where some games teams go into in these other leagues, and it's not if we're going to win, it's how many we're going to win by. I don't think they're ready to just be punched in the face by everybody over here. If you're off your guard, like you let your guard down, there's a haymaker coming in, and that's doesn't matter who you're playing over here.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, and the thing is proven with the Wolves result in the league that you can't take anything for granted. So I think that's probably even more so why in the FA Cup tie that Liverpool weren't going to let that happen again. They had to make sure they had to make sure they get that win back, because
that happened with City today with us as well, because they had that draw with Nottingham Forest 2-2, and today I don't know if you watched the game, but it looked like the old City. And I was like, you got Savinho, who hasn't been playing well, doing his best impression of Riyad Mahrez. He had
pissed me off, that pissed me off so
the
much.
life out of me. Kusanov turned into prime Kyle Walker. I said, you're taking the mick, bro. Where did this happen, bro? How did this happen? Why is it happening now? Because when I saw the lineups, okay, we've got a chance here.
Yeah.
And then I start seeing Savinho doing this thing. Reinders was just tearing up on the half spaces, killing on us on their right side, but our left side. And it was just insane. So I'm hearing echo. Can you guys hear the echo?
Yeah.
No.
Okay,
I can hear it.
I can't hear it.
I'll just hear my echo back. But anyway, so it was so frustrating because they really they dismantled us. I was gonna say, I don't know if you guys watched. I know Mitch, you watched the game. I don't know if you watched the game sync. I don't want to blame it. You watched second half. I don't want to blame it on this play, and it's not blame. But they targeted Lewis Hall's side. I don't think it was because of Lewis Hall per se. I think it was because that's what the side of Voldemort was at, playing in midfield. Because Joe Linton came on and Voldemort came off to stop that stuff from happening, essentially.
Yeah, I kind of wanted that to happen at halftime. I think this was a very Joe Linton game. And to not see him in a starting 11 was a bit weird for me. And got about even when we was on top, even in that first 20 minutes when it looked like we could have potentially blew him away, I was like, this is the most I've seen Lewis Hall struggle with anybody ever.
Yeah,
because Savinho tore him a new one today.
After he did the Mbemo, I thought, who's Savinho?
Yeah, he was on smoke.
Savinho was on some smoke. I couldn't believe the touches that he was bringing the ball down with Botman on his back, and he was still bringing it down. And I'm like, when players start doing that, you're like, it's gonna be
confidence is high.
But the thing is, if he wasn't doing stuff like that in that first 20 minutes when we were on top, City would have capitulated.
I think so.
But that kept their confidence high. They're like, he's on his game. So if we just keep giving him the ball until the rest of us get into the game, he's going to keep us in this. And he did. Mad annoying.
Sometimes the FA Cup can be cruel.
Man, that was our third Premier League team. Everyone's playing Wrexham, Mansfield. And I'm like, yo. After we played Villa away, I thought, come on, give us we're owed like a gimme in it kind of game. The only thing they said, we won't let you play the Etihad. We'll let you off. We'll let you off this time. So It is what it is, man. And
Yeah.
I saw the Chelsea game today as well. I don't know if you guys saw the Chelsea Wrexham game.
Yeah, no, that's why I only caught the second half of the Newcastle game because I was watching the Chelsea game. And yeah, man, I was gutted for Wrexham, man. It was almost the Hollywood. Couldn't you, if that third goal had gone in at extra time, you couldn't have script. And the thing is, even with it, like VAR stepping in, like Mitch mentioned it, like it stepping in is giving them the realization that, you know what, maybe we don't want VAR is horrid, man.
Horrible. And the red card, VAR.
Yeah.
The red card was a VAR thing. The first time they've experienced it, they've had an upgraded yellow to a red. They've had a goal disallowed that could have taken them to penalties. Like,
yeah. And the thing is, he might be he's going to miss the next 2 league games now, right?
3.
Oh, next 3 league games. So yeah,
next 3 league games because it would have been
mess up their playoff position.
Violent conduct.
Yeah, he messed up though. That was a wild tackle. I don't know what's wrong with him though. Like, don't do those tackles. For me, I'm VAR for life. I don't care what anybody says. Honestly, I'm VAR for life. When we had our game against, for instance, Villa, it reminded me of, this is insane.
An advert for why we need VAR.
This was insane, because like Mitch, me and you typically, we're not like referee guys. We're not like, this referee did that or decision that. We're not you, but the game was so out of control that is like, this is bad. Like this is seriously bad. Someone literally handles the ball in the penalty box. The referee blows a whistle and gives a free kick outside the box. And we're like, what on earth is this, bro? Mad. Yeah, so the linesman stopped being the linesman. He just said, he forgot what offside was. I'm like, geez Louise, bro.
Yeah, no, Sink got my little rundown earlier. I'm only a referee guy if we win. If the referees made bare mad decisions and we've lost, I try my best to stay away from it, because you just end up looking like a bit of idiot, and I'm not about that. And I'm not about that. So I'll hold it as much as I can if we've lost. If we've won and the referees had a mare like that game, I'm going off. I'm just cutting loose and just going off on one massively.
I was going to ask Sid, because typically when I talk like to top 5, top 6 like club fans, in it, and most of them love they hate VAR. Not hate VAR, but they prefer a time before VAR, because their main thing is about stoppages and And like the argument I hate the worst though, is the one where I say, but it's all right to have a bit of controversy and and VAR hasn't made things like better. I think it has, but it's come with a price as well. But when they say it's all right to have a bit of controversy, because they're used to their teams having most of the game, with the ball and everything else, most of that controversy tilts in their favor. So they're happy with it. The other club, we're on the receiving on the and we're like, no, that's not cool. Like all these offside goals, these decisions that we should have got, VAR put a hold to that. So I don't know, like you mentioned it a little bit there, like I don't think it's VAR in the Championship.
No.
Do you want VAR in the Championship?
No. and I've watched games. I've watched games where it's gone against us, and I've seen games where if we had VAR, we'd have won that game. I'd still not have it. It's only because of how the game flows. It's just so much better in the Championship. It's like the thing is, we're coming from the time where, what I mean, we've had what's it called, the mystery goal, Lampard's goal, and whatnot. If it's given, it's not. We grew up and we just had to deal with it. Like just get on with it, innit? So I like football like that. I prefer it. Like VAR, I feel like there's a place for it, but I just feel like it needs to be reformed. Like it's too but then it's like they're searching, zooming in. Where's the clear and obvious then? It's not clear and obvious.
Yeah, that's the part they got. Yeah.
You do realize we're getting more VAR as well, by the way.
Is it?
What do you mean?
The World. So at the World Cup.
Oh right, with the new rules and that.
There's some new laws coming in, yeah. So the minor ones is the timings. There's going to be timed throw-ins, goal kicks, and I
Good.
think subs.
That's good.
Yeah.
The players that go off the field for treatment are going to have to who get treatment on the pitch are going to have to go off for a minute now rather than the 30 seconds.
I think any player that needs treatment, I think they should just. There's certain elements in American sports that I think we should just take on board. Like, you know, like they got them little buggies in American football.
Oh yeah.
Even if my man can go run off the pitch, just put him on the buggy and then take him off. And then when he comes back, he's good to go. Because I'm telling you, when you have to start doing them things, they'll start thinking about, I've got to go into the treatment room, let the physio see me, do all that. And then also, like, you see, like in all American sports, they stop when the ball is dead, time is stopped. And then that's it.
But their game stretched to like 3-4 hours, though. We don't want to watch the game for 3-4 hours, though.
That would never happen. That would never happen over here. The only reason why that happens in America is because they encourage that so they can do commercial breaks. That would never happen here. What would happen over here is that
they're starting it though.
Oh yeah, in the BBC, but that's only for the BBC, so they can make money because they can't do any sort of advertisement. So what would be better is just if you just stop the as soon as the ball whistle, as soon as the ref blows his whistle, to stop the time. Simple as that. When the ref blows his whistle to restart the game for whatever it is, start the time again. I think that's the most simplest, most effective way to make sure that only the playing time sticks on the pitch and then you don't lose anything.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of that, to be fair. What was we talking about? Oh yeah, VAR, the additional VAR things. So very poignant week to be talking about it. The Jacob Ramsey second yellow would get looked at under the new VAR laws. So
I think that should have been a rule anyway.
Potentially the wrong decision.
No, I think that should, because it involves a red card. It should be looked at anyway. I think personally, if it involves a red card of any 2 yellows get a red, then it should be looked at.
Yeah,
but yeah, I'm glad that they're looking at that.
So that one's coming in, and then it's mistaken identity. So it says the wrong team for an offence. I don't know if I've ever seen that happen before. But like when they got Oxlade-Chamberlain and what's his name mixed up.
Oh yeah. Is it Coughlin?
They'll look at stuff like that for yellow cards and bits like that rather than just.
That's an easy mistake to make, man.
Yeah, man. You like skin brothers, man. You want
you see that earlier player from Leverkusen? If you and him were playing,
bad troubles. Do you know what? That's only the second one I've got since I've been like doing anything on YouTube. Normally it's Nobby Solano.
Oh, really?
People say it, and I'm like, what?
Nobby Solano?
Where is Nobby Solano come from?
No.
So I like today's one. I like a bit better. It was creative and it was closer.
Don't let the guys on the Spurs Kings see that photo.
Yeah, but
hopefully Ash isn't watching because he's
going to
use
let see that photo, bro.
Oh, and the only other thing they're looking at is corners.
Only other thing is corners.
So in the World Cup, they'll look at corners.
I don't know if it's true, but I was talking about the offside rules as well. Something involving.
That's the big one. That is the big one. I was going to move on to that, but the corner thing though, it's not like they're looking at corners as the tussling. They're looking at the correct award to make sure that it is a corner.
Oh yeah,
no, that's all right.
So we're going to get that in the World Cup. Italy are going to bring it in, but all the other leagues get to opt in and out. So if they want to use it, they can use it. If they don't, they don't. Basically, the biggest change that they're trialing in Canada is Wenger's offside.
Wenger's a madman.
Wenger's offside.
But, you know, years ago, I've always said that offside should be like that.
But like this thing. So that top picture, for Wenger's rule, you're on. The bottom picture is the first point you can be offside from Wenger's new offside law that he's proposing.
Yeah, I've always thought offside should be like that.
Where's the offside? Where's the onside? What's he saying? I don't get that.
Top picture's now onside. So the attacker's the man in the yellow, yeah?
Yeah.
So the top picture, Wenger's now saying he will be
That's the
onside in
daylight.
this position. And the bottom picture is the very first point that a player can be offside. So the furthest back part of the attacker to the furthest forward part of the defender is now the line where they're going to look at.
That's
Yeah.
mad.
So there has to be daylight between the players. I've always thought that.
I hate
I've
it.
always
I'm
thought
not
that.
I hate
gonna lie.
it. I hate it, man. Because I think
Nah, man.
I think Wenger's thinking again for
Attacking.
yeah. Well, he's thinking for top club. He's thinking. I think he's thinking as an Arsenal manager, when my
Nah, 'cause
team
the
couldn't
thing
break down these teams.
it's still gonna benefit like teams that want to play direct. You just smashing balls over the top, and you got pacey wingers and whatnot. If you imagine you had someone like the foe would have never been offside. You just been playing long balls over the top. Boom, he's straight.
So
through.
how are you going to defend them? So then teams might as well either might as well just keep a low block 90 minutes of the game, or you put your team literally. You know when Tottenham did that mad halfway line thing against Chelsea?
Yeah.
You might as well just pull a stunt like that, and it's going to make the game look just because I think it's rewarding bad behavior, if I can say that. I feel like you haven't been attacking well, and the thing is, who said? Nowadays, we're scoring just as many, even more goals nowadays anyway. Arsenal just scored 100 goals this season.
Yeah.
So I think it's too much. Thank goodness it's Canada. Like they started in Canada. No one's going to watch Canada, bro. So
the weird thing is the Canada League starts like next month.
I'm going to start watching it now just to see how the offsides go.
It starts next month. Apparently, they've run trials at like the younger age groups, like 16, 17s, 18s, and it accounts for 0.35 more goals per game or something like that.
Oh, really? Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. It's just going to be way more goals. Strikers are just going to be, like you said, it's going to be rewarding bad behavior because no one's going to be trying to keep no tight line.
I just think it's going to end up with teams defending too deep, though, because possibly. To be onside, like when I played up front, I would find this a very easy way to be onside because when I was younger, I was quicker than most defenders, so you just didn't have to really you don't have to think about it as much anyway. It's not a clever run. It's just like I'm in front of you and I'm quicker than you, so I'm gone. Like, good luck, basically. So I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. Like daylight, I've always said there should be daylight for offsides, but my daylight was when you draw the lines, the point that they're no longer touching is offside. If the line's touching anyway.
But then how thick are those lines?
You pick and choose. You just pick the thickness of the line.
Okay, so it don't matter.
And then do that the same across the board. Like that was my thing. It shouldn't be like the one. I'm going to use another Newcastle one because I watch more Newcastle game. Willock against Tottenham. Behave. That's never offside. Or you have to be offside with the part of your body that scores or your part of your body that touches the ball next.
Yeah, so if it's your hand,
Yeah, so if it's your head and the ball comes through and you take a touch with 2 touches with your feet and score, how have you gained an advantage from your head being offside? It makes no sense.
Yeah. That's one part that could be looked at.
It's just crazy. Although I don't like the person who tweeted it very much, but I feel this is a very good point towards your argument, Sig. So Stan Collymore tweeted out after this thing came out earlier this week, saying should have been this consistently for the last 40 years. Emphasis on the attacking runs off the last man. Emphasis on the defenders as pairs, covering for one another, and will create more positive runs. Converse argument that teams may drop off, but let's be honest, the defending at the halfway line as an offensive tool is exploitable by counter-attacking quickly. So once applied, it should add, not take away from the game. Playing on the shoulder as a skill set has been sorely missed, which I feel like is a very good argument towards it being a good thing, it coming in.
Yeah. But I feel like this current state of football, but also it's probably with my Premier League rose-tinted glasses, because I'm not sure how football is. If it's, so like right now in the Premier League, it's very much duel-based. So with your 1v1s and very physical. Whereas in the Canadian League, it might be just still like technical tick-tacker, still influenced by Pep. so to speak, rather than this dominant Premier League football that's taken over. So I don't know as well in that respect, that will it lead to a better quality of fast flowing football rather than what we've got right now?
Potentially. I actually feel like that teams lower down the table will benefit from it more than top teams.
Oh yeah. If you're trying to play on the counter.
Yeah, like when the cities of the world are camped in another team's half, you can gamble a little bit more on a man gambling earlier when you're playing that through ball. So
you could go back. This could make the game go back to 2 up top, having this rule.
Could do, to be fair. Could do. It's going to be interesting. I still don't personally like it. In fact, I still hate it. But yeah, we'll just have to see how it goes. I'm glad they're not going let's just roll it out of the World Cup.
Oh yeah, no.
Like they're doing with these other new inclusions. Like I think there's like 7 or 8 law changes that they're rolling out at the World Cup.
At the World Cup.
At the World Cup. And it's just like, why? It's the biggest sporting spectacle on the planet, probably outside of the Olympics, and you're rolling out 8 changes.
They risk making it worse. The risk.
But they've already made the risk up, putting more teams in there just to up the amount of games. So there's less jeopardy in the group stage. So I, for me, the last World Cup was quality. I didn't think it was going to be Qatar.
Qatar.
Yeah, I think the last few World Cups have been like.
Yeah,
I don't remember really having a bad World Cup. I don't remember I know England have had bad World Cups, but I don't remember any. I thought, this was a boring World Cup.
South Africa and Germany was a bit. South Africa was a bit boring.
South Africa was annoying because it was just vuvuzela noise through every single game. Through the whole game. I think
the South Africa one for me was just a bit boring just because of how poor England was as well. That was terrible.
Yeah. I suppose. But all in all, most World Cups are decent. I think the group stage now, like you say, is just going to be dull as anything.
Yeah.
They should make it like the Champions League, the new format.
Yeah. Definitely.
I love these new formats, by the way.
Yeah.
I had someone go against it the other day, and I was just like, "What are you talking about?"
It's exposing a few teams, boy. That format is exposing a few teams. You man ain't as bad as you think you is.
Definitely.
Premier League teams, we're good. Like, this is like from home. Like, we're good with it. Like, all 6 of us got promoted and stuff like that. We were unlucky not to get automatic promotions. Then went to Azerbaijan or Karabakh and did our thing there. So, still, all 6 Premier League teams are in the.
And the thing is as well, to go with that, is that it's not a given for Premier League teams, because we saw last season PSG just handed all of the English clubs their asses and sent them out.
Apart from. There's still levels to this. We
still hold the fort.
We still hold the.
couple man after the Champions League draw, and they'll be like, "You'll get yours from PSG now." Be like, "Will we? Will we?" We know to handle the pot. Don't worry about that. We know to handle that, please.
We can teach you a thing or two, man. Don't worry.
Fair play.
Chelsea got them next, so that's gonna
be an interesting game.
This Champions League is gonna be mad. It's gonna be mad. It's gonna be mad.
There is some crazy matchups to be fair. I'm really looking forward to this midweek. This set of games, It's pulled about some like really good draws, like stupidly. So Tuesday you've got Galatasaray, Liverpool, obviously Newcastle, Barca, Atletico, Tottenham. What's the fourth one?
Tell you what, if Tottenham come out of that game and absolutely win it with ease, it's gonna make me laugh so much. They're gonna be so vexed, you know. They're not even going to be looking forward to the Premier League.
All these arguments are the level of the league is poor. I'm like, broski, are you sure? Because if the Premier League is so bad, how is it that we're still tearing these up? Still tearing up in the Premier League, in the Champions League. So if they beat Atletico, that'd be mad.
It's crazy. It's crazy. If
That'd
they,
be so
imagine
funny.
them, and so if they beat Atletico and we beat Bayern Munich, that's the semi-final.
Barca. Barca.
I mean, Barca. That's the semi-final.
What, against Tottenham?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on. you mean we have like a 10% chance to get to the final?
Yeah. That is it. 10%. That is it.
No,
if
no,
we need to
the
do our job against Barca,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
and then we've potentially got Tottenham Hotspur in the semi-final.
The 10%.
No, that would be the quarterfinal because you're on the same side as Arsenal.
No, because this is last 16, isn't it?
Yeah, then the last 8.
Oh yeah, last 8. So quarterfinal.
My hopes up. You got my hopes up.
Sorry. I'm a game further back, but that's our game to get into the semi-final too. If they beat Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, and we beat Barcelona.
So if we beat Barcelona, who do we play?
Atletico or Tottenham.
Come on.
Now you were talking to you know that you'll have them. You'll have them.
Yeah, because my 10% is because it's Barcelona. I'm gonna they were really, really good when we played them. But they're not impossible. I don't think we've gone past that stage of like when we first went to the Champions League, we go to the San Siro. We're like, oh, it's the San Siro. We're not.
No
Yeah, we're not.
It's no longer a tourist attraction.
No. We're here. We're here. We're doing business, isn't it? So, yeah. If we're able to get past Barcelona, because they got a few injuries as well. If we're able to get Barcelona, and Tottenham did the funniest thing in the world, yeah. I know it. I'm not even. I don't want to. I said I used to. That's tough. But I'll put this. I'll be very confident playing Tottenham in the quarterfinal.
Yeah,
the problem is that the way the season's going, Tottenham could end up getting knocked out the Champions League by Arsenal, and then Arsenal winning the league, and then them getting relegated out of the league.
Bro.
I think that would just be a lot of Spurs fans just turning to
me and Mitch were trying to coach these guys, trying to trying to let them know.
Right up here, I'm going to hold their hands for the whole thing, man.
We're trying to. It took me a long time. You know the stages of grief. You know, except the first one is what is it? Denial. Then
Yeah.
So they were in denial for a long time with that. No, broski, you're in denial. Like we need to get over this. Like even Deji, like he was getting to the part where he's beginning to accept it. But then he said, "Yeah, but we can go on the little run and we can go win the Champions League." I said, "No, you're going backwards, bro. This is hell, bro. This is what it looks like." And it's like, I'm not like, I was saying, I mean it when I say it. I don't want them to get relegated. For me, it brings up PTSD. Like even talking about it. I'm saying like, I got a heart for it. Like,
but
I can't.
You got to understand, it made your club a better club, no?
So yes, but like, how do I say it? Maybe I'm one of those parents that were like, I've been through it, so you don't have to go through it. But then if you do that to your kids, you're going to make them worse. So you have to let them do it.
I feel like Tottenham fans need it over the last few seasons. The way they've been behaving, how they've treated certain managers. They got to take their medicine now, and hopefully, and the thing is, it's not all their fault because their owners have behaved a certain.
Has he paused for you, Mitch?
Yeah. I was wondering if that was me or if that was Steve.
You were so still, Mitch. I didn't know it was that. I thought that was me that was out of it. But is he still? He is still paused? Yeah, no.
Yeah, he's still paused. He'll be back in a sec.
I couldn't. Because you know what I was saying? What I feel like I wouldn't want it because you know he was saying that you made us a better club. Sorry, Sink, you were saying something, but you got cut off. We couldn't hear you.
Yeah, I don't know. My Wi-Fi is acting up at the moment, but yeah, no, I was just saying that it made you guys better, but I
don't think Tottenham can handle. You know what it is, yeah. I wonder what Mitch thinks of this is, yeah. How do I put it? There's a metaphor I'm thinking of. The difference between us and Tottenham is that we had Mike Ashley. So do you get it? Like we were.
Oh yeah. That's what
so
I was saying. Like,
so we was already.
You had turmoil while you did that.
So we was
wrong. There's nothing wrong. It's in the best condition it's ever been in their lives. as a football club.
What I'm saying is that we already came from like a broken home, only to be taken out. Tottenham are in luxury seats.
Yeah,
they got like our players had the dinghies, the rubber dinghies. That was a hydration pool. So we was already like, do you know what I mean? Like we're
rubber dinghies. You know what was better than the rubber dinghies?
Yeah.
We're using bins. Do you know like the bin out the front, the plastic bin that you put your rubbish in? They were using that for ice baths.
For ice baths. So so we were already built for it before we went there. Do you get what I'm saying? And we've already fought relegation. These men have got the best training ground. They've got like people feeding them grapes and giving them fans, and they've got leather seats. So they're too pretty for it. Like, so I feel like this would. I've seen even some like shows already where there's people crying, like they're crying even just talking about it.
They ain't ready. That's why I'm here. I'm gonna be the tour guide. I'm gonna show them how this can go. I'm gonna when they start getting on a little run, I'm gonna bring them back down and say, look, lads, this is
the championship.
Remember we're coming real soon.
You know what Lawrence Fishburne was to Keanu Reeves in Matrix. That's what you're gonna do.
Yeah. You want the blue pill or the blue? Which one?
And look, you can tell me, like, I'm sure like once they dropped out, every team's going to be gunning for them.
Oh yeah,
It's going to be like every team's World Cup final.
Every team,
always.
Like Mitch just said, every team's going to be up for it in that ground.
So they don't have the players. Like, I know people don't like these players, but we had Joey Barton, Kevin Lowland. We had, I mean, like Joey Barton was in prison at some point when he was playing with us. So I mean, like, so we was already that team before we Tottenham.
They're not that team.
No.
They're not that team. And the only head case they've got is Romero. He's off at the end of the season anyway. And if he was in the championship, he'd be off the pitch anyway with red card. So yeah, man, it's not looking good for them.
Yeah, no, it's not.
And really, the second time we went down, Benitez went with us. Like Rafa Benitez, like that's so like what other manager at the level Benitez was at the time? Now, do you know what I mean? So
that's the thing. They don't even like. Igor ain't going with them if they get relegated.
No.
Igor
do they want him to go with them?
Who are they going to replace him with?
They don't want him to
doesn't even make the end of the season is the question. let alone be their manager in the championship.
I think they've got to get Pulis in right now. I would have got Pulis before Igor.
Igor made some statement. He goes, they lost the game. They lost 3-1 to Palace. Yeah. And by the way, I don't know if you guys watched that game. When I'm saying PTSD, I had PTSD watching that game. Like, bro, Mitch, like I was watching that. I was like, oh, I've seen this before. My hands were shaking, bro. I swear to you, my hands were shaking. I was getting goosebumps. I said, nah, I've seen this, bro. This is hard. Yo, bro, it's not even my team. I'm screaming at the TV. I said, you guys, I've seen this. So at the end of the game, Igor said, yes, start the game. And he said, listen, we're on the boat. Whoever's on the boat is with me. Whoever's not on the boat.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, something like that.
Bro.
I'm like, jeez, bro. That's
no. On the boat.
Bro,
that is such a mad analogy for a team that is sinking rapidly.
He's barely got 12, 13 players available to be fit. Bro, whether people want to be there, we're all on me, I would say that, bro, we're all in it together. Even if I know that we're not all in it together, I'm saying, bro. I've only got 13 players. I haven't got 25 players to choose. I've got 13 fit players. You see Kulusevski with the man just chilling at the stadium and
been injured for like 13 months with a 4-month injury. Like how? There's some mad stuff going on there. To be fair, but
that's why they're crying. I was watching them. I said, "Oh man."
What stage of grief do you think they're at though? Because obviously we've seen the denial. And then you've still got that anger, bargaining, and depression to come before they get to acceptance.
Some of them are in denial, and some of them are coming into that realization of. I think Crystal Palace gave him the realization of we're actually going down.
I said, me and Mitch was telling him from a little while ago, like we'll beat Fulham. I said, no, they're gonna slap you. You know, Fulham are gonna slap you, bruv. I was saying, like on Spurs cases, Fulham are gonna fully slap you after the Arsenal performance because I didn't know this, but you know, social media is mad because they were showing like the Fulham players making fun of Sessegnon, who was like obviously former Tottenham player. Yeah. I said when like just the man them just got that feeling of like they don't have no respect for your team. It don't matter what formation, how expensive your defender is, when they know they can slap you. It's
not blood. Teams are coming.
Yeah, so it's not good. So I just don't. They've got 8 games. It could be 8 games of pain. This Igor guy. So I don't know. Do you know what it is? I was going to say to you guys about this Igor guy. I don't know him very well, but this is about this. This is what it adds to me about why you mentioned obviously getting Tony Pulis in. Yeah, this is why I know Tottenham aren't built for survival. We're built for survival. We know that, okay, if we get thrown out, we better get our gear on. We've got to get our backpacks on. It's the end of the world. We better get some tuna cans. Tottenham are the type of guy, the house is on fire. We're about to get out, but let me get my trainers on. Let me get my Air Force. Let me get my umbrella. I said, bro, you know the first shutdowns, people were raiding toiletries, making sure they got enough toilet paper. I'm like, toilet paper? Yeah. Oh, I need food, bro. Yeah. I was like, there's this whole house full of chilled tuna, and I'm thinking, oh, bro. And the toilet says, oh, you're not gonna go toilet if you got no food, bro. Like, there's no. Do you know what I mean? If I had to, like, obviously we're thinking it's the end of the world. There's grass, there's leaves, you could whatever, like, bro. But if there's no food, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that's what when Tottenham got Igor Tudor, they ran in and got an umbrella and they got the trainers. They forgot all the equipment that's going to help them leave. They forgot to get the tuna cans. Why don't you get Tony Pulis? Sean Dyche is out there. I know he's a madman, but he knows how to survive a little bit.
Problem is, when they sacked Thomas Frank, he wasn't even sacked yet.
That's true, actually. I think they should even kept him, to be honest. I don't think he would have sunk them this low. Yeah. I don't think he would have sunk them.
I think he would have picked it up in the league eventually.
I think he would have kept them up, but I would have sacked him. I was saying to the guys to Mitch and others, when the Tottenham players were giving that public disrespect to him, like in front of people, like, I don't know if you saw it, like
when they
acknowledge him. It's different if that stuff comes in the background and the scene is different. When it's public like that, like if I was Frank, I'm not saying advocating violence, but what I'm saying is you have to.
You have to demonstrate that behavior is not acceptable.
You're not doing that. Like you're not. That's not happening to that. That's not happening. And then they still play the next game and stuff like that. And I said, because I was saying, like, when remember when Gordon tried to pull that stunt with Eddie Howe? Eddie Howe took him off like in his first 6 months, took him off against Brentford, and Gordon tried not to shake his hand, and Howe grabbed him.
Yeah, and
explained to him this is what it is. He didn't let him go until Gordon acknowledged what he was saying to him.
Yeah.
After that, Mr. Gordon is now.
Stop calling him Eddie, and he now calls him Mr. Howe.
Mr. Howe.
Yeah. Sorry, Mr. Howe. But sometimes you have to do that when you disrespect and you're in a position of power. You're like, yo, big man. That can't run.
Yeah.
However you do it, you need to do that. There's a way you either grab a man, you either tell him forcefully until they listen. Like there has to be a way that you regain that respect because it's only going one way if you don't snap that out from the start.
100%.
100%. That's probably why Tottenham are where they are, and that's why Frank is where he is.
Frank came from a very friendly club. Like Brentford, I can only think that he's a very friendly club. Like we're all, we've come up together. We're all good. Like, you're going to grow, you're going to develop. The higher you go, the more ruthless it is. And so I think maybe he forgot that.
Now, do you know what it is? That currency from Brentford, it didn't wash with Spurs.
Well, nothing washes.
he brought them up, so he had that credit there. Tottenham.
No credit in the bank here, and it's a completely different level as well. You're dealing with like different personalities and different sort of levels of like self-belief and feeling they belong and egos and stuff like that. The more you step up, the more you've got to handle that type of thing.
And not only that, style of play as well. So what will happen is, or probably what was happening, is these players are probably blaming Frank's tactics on why they're performing so poorly.
Yeah.
So it's not their fault; it's Frank's fault.
Of course, that's no one. No,
it's not their fault; it's Igor's fault.
Yeah, I don't even know what that guy's on at the moment, man.
I can't believe they've brought in an interim manager who's meant to be a professional interim manager, but has always failed at being an interim manager. It's weird.
Yeah. Doesn't make any sense.
I looked through his record when they signed him, and I was just like, this guy does this everywhere, and he does it badly everywhere. What are you expecting to achieve from his appointment?
They think that he's that caliber of a player. He's worked with that caliber team. Surely he can get us out of relegation, a little relegation problem. And that's the problem, is that the hierarchy don't see the magnitude of the problem that they're in, because otherwise they would have got someone in that they know 110% will get them out.
That's how teams get relegated.
You hit the button, right? The hierarchy can't. They got a leadership problem right from the top. You can only what's the word I'm thinking of? It all comes from that you can only bring in the players, or whether you're a manager, CEO, whatever. You can only bring in the people that are who you are. You can't. Do you know what I mean? Like if you're a poor. If you're a poor owner, CEO, that Vivek, I think it's a Vivek guy that came from Arsenal, went there. You're only who would get into your mind to get this ego guy? You're only just getting people that is a reflection of you. It's just poor leadership. Poor leadership. I mean, and we're proving even like what's that guy? Edu came into Forest, ruined Forest, like. And they were meant to be, they could have been in Europa today, like, not Europa, like in Europa League places and stuff like that. Like, you can't buy leadership, man, honestly. You can't buy leadership.
Oh, no, you've either got it or you don't, innit? So, and there's different kinds of leadership, but you have to have, and this is the other thing with Frank at Tottenham, is that how many of his signings did he actually get? As well, I don't know if he got any signings that he actually
wanted Morgan Gibbs-White, but even that one they flopped it because they found out what triggers his release clause, right? That was meant to be private, but if you know something that you're not supposed to know, right? You know it's 60 million, make it 61 million. Yeah. These man paid it like right on the button. That's what set off. That's what set off Marinakis. Marinakis goes, no, bro, how you man know the exact code like that? In fact, Morgan gives you know who I am really. Like, you know who I am really. Innit? You know you're playing for Tottenham this season, right? Man took him out in front of the cameras. If you know it, if you know they've tried to keep it quiet, pay 61, 62 million, make it nice for him, innit? And they still messed up. So they're meant to have Morgan Gibbs-White. They were meant to have somebody else. I forgot who it was. And they messed it up. But I don't know if they would have bought Xavi Simons if they got Morgan Gibbs-White.
Oh, no, it was Eze. The other one was Eze, wasn't it?
Eze.
Had Havertz not got injured, they would have had Eze.
Yes. But there's something about Eze. I feel like he engineered, because they heard that he got on the phone to Arteta and said, "Listen, they want to buy me. You would have." Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like he engineered that. I'm not even sure if Arsenal even need Eze. Like, that's
no, they didn't. They didn't really.
No.
Eze was there singing North London Forever. He had like his boombox singing North London Forever out the front of the Emirates, bro. Just waiting.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
He
was ready to go.
He's not a core player like for them. I don't think he is at the moment. He might be one.
Oh no, he's a squad player.
So you pay 60, 70 million pounds per squad, and you can afford to do that.
the thing that goes for his favour is that Odegaard is having such a inconsistent time as of late.
But if
he's more around he's more ahead of the fringes than what he was previously.
But if they're both on form, I feel like Arteta will go for Odegaard.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so Tottenham's
both in form.
Exactly.
Odegaard gets.
So Tottenham's midfield could have had Eze, Morgan Gibbs-White, and either a Papi Sarr. I don't know who the other player would be.
Bentancur,
which isn't too bad.
And Paulinho.
Yeah, so which is
that's nice.
Do you know what I mean? So I like Morgan Gibbs-White. So there's balance between Morgan Gibbs-White and Eze in your midfield.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, so like this year for us, summer transfer windows. The first time we've got a CEO, we've got a sporting director, manager, and we've got the finances and the financial headroom to actually buy. So I'm really keen to see
what you're gonna do.
Yeah, because I don't know if you saw Mitch. Ash put it into the chat saying Newcastle are emerging. Solanke is an emerging target, but for Newcastle.
Okay. One of them relegation raids, yeah?
One of them relegation raids, bro. We know all about it. I
don't really rate Solanke as a top Premier League striker.
That's what happens when you play for Tottenham. They don't rate you, bro. But
not even that, even his time at Bournemouth, like I think he
scored 17 goals at Bournemouth that season.
Yeah. And if Wolves hadn't already
if Wolves hadn't
already sold Strand Larsen, he would be the guy, by the way.
I'm telling you, we should add
Strand Larsen. If he hadn't already gone Palace, he would have been the guy we was raiding. 100%.
Okay. But I don't rate him either. The thing is, my problem is that strikers of today are just few and far between. If I was you guys, I wouldn't be going for Solanke. I don't see him being much better than Voltemada. If better, I don't see it. I say they're on the same level.
Yeah, but Voltemada's not a 9, man.
Not in the Premier League.
He's not a great man.
It's not an all-out 9. It's just we need something. I don't know. Voltemada's a bit of an anomaly at the minute. I'm stuck. I'm stuck with trying to figure out where we go with him right now.
So is Eddie Howe.
Yeah.
So is Eddie Howe. So yeah, man, we're gonna have a big. I did a show yesterday, and I was saying like already, even the journalists are saying that we're probably bringing in between 6 to 8 players. But I think we've got a lot of players out of contract. I think we'll lose between 1 and 2, like starting players.
Yeah. Who you want?
I think Livermento's going. Who do I want to keep? Do you say?
You're losing 2 or 3. Do you say that you want to?
I think we're losing 1 to definitely. I think we'll lose about 2, maximum 2 starting players. So I think Livermento's more or less nailed on for City, and then after that it's between Voltemada, Gordon, Tonali. I think who goes?
You think you'll lose Gordon or Tonali?
Either Gordon, Tonali, or Voltemada, and possibly Bruno. But I between those guys, one out of one of those guys.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd still be very shocked if Bruno goes, especially if it stays in the Premier League.
I
would be like flabbergasted. I would be like stupidly shocked.
I think it's more likely like a Tonali, but the only thing is the midfield market, there's still a good market for it and you can get it cheaper. So like Elliot Anderson is already kind of signed on for City for 70 million, like total package. And Newcastle are saying 100 million for Tonali straight up. So if you can get, there's Baliba there, there's Elliot Anderson there, there's what's his name? Wharton from Palace there.
Yeah.
There's just a lot more. Do you know what I mean? If you're City, Liverpool, whoever, and you're looking for a midfielder, there's a lot more for you to kind of.
Also, doesn't he owe a bit of money as well from his his suspension? So you probably feel like you've like lost out on a bit of money. So that's probably why I've put a little bit up above the.
No, we gave him a new contract. So he's still got Yeah, we gave him a new contract, so he's got 3.5 years left on it. So that's why the price is so high. So he's fairly relaxed, isn't it? Like he's fairly relaxed. Like I said, we've got a sporting director now who's hopefully on top of things and talking to people. So my hope is just, please, I hope no one does there's a fugitive and just does a runner and we're trying. Where's your number 9, bro? I ain't got a clue, bro. If you've seen it, let us know, bro. I might even watch that film Fugitive in a minute. It's brought back memories. Do you know what I mean? So classic, man.
Yeah, well, I feel like we've covered a wide array of subjects this evening. It's been a fantastic chat, as it always is. We're even with either of you guys, whether it's just a one-on-one or a group thing. So yeah, really appreciate your time coming on a Saturday evening. Anybody want to plug anything before we wrap? To be fair,
yeah, just to say, hopefully next week, if Newcastle release their finances, we'll be doing a bit of a financial show next week, depending on when. But obviously, then we're going to do a match preview for the Barca game. We'll see. Hopefully, we'll see us. We'll see us do something and get to the next round. But yeah, so do look out for that on my channel, Toon Tactics TV, folks.
Good. Yeah, make sure you check out Toon Tactics TV. Like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Toon puts out some incredible content, guys. You have to check that out 100%. I know, Sink, you never plug anything. You're just there coaching, doing your thing. So big up you for that. Putting back into the game as well. So that's fantastic stuff. From us, like I say, like, share, subscribe. We will be back Monday evening, 8:30 with the usual Parliament this week. Not sure what we're running this week, but the following week, just so you got it in the diaries, we're going to run a relegation show. So we're going to get a couple of Tottenham fans, got some Arsenal fans. I've got a Burnley fan coming on. I'm still in search.
How would you bring Arsenal fans to that? Yo,
not
wicked.
Arsenal fans, West Ham fans, Tottenham fans, West Ham fans. I've got Burnley fans. To be fair, it's the usual group. It's the usual group with a few additions. So I'm still searching for a Forest fan as well. So if anybody knows one that wants to join the relegation show, hit me up and we'll go from there. But as always, thank you for being in here. Like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and have a great rest of your weekend, people.
Have a good night.
Take care.
God bless, folks.